right, y'all. Okay, I have an idea.
Oh my God.
Follow my lead.
I don't want to follow your lead.
We're back. Good, come on.
Because it sounds like the normal one.
Okay, but
okay. Go ahead.
We're back. Don't you jumped on my note, Megan? Pick your own note. Are you tenor?
Well, I normally do that. You didn't tell me the plan.
Okay,
I usually
start.
I usually go. Ray, do. Wait, no. Do, ray.
Just say we're back.
Okay, we're back.
Sing it.
Okay. We're back. Bitch.
I said follow my
I'm
lead.
not doing that. All that day crescendo and crescendo. I am not doing that.
We're back.
All that alley-ooping.
No, literally. We're back.
No.
I ain't never been with a baddie. All right. I've been with a baddie and I'm with one right now.
Oh, we with the baddie, the baddest baddie.
Taking over the internet.
Oh my God.
You already know who we with. I don't even know how to introduce her.
Let me just say this. I was so excited when we first started our podcast, when we first started talking about the podcast. We made a list of people that we wanted to bring on.
To bring in, yeah.
And our guest today was literally top of that list. I was like, she is a person that I want to have a conversation with.
Mm-hmm. And we've actually had dialogue about her personally.
Yeah.
Like when things go viral and we discuss topics and stuff, we brought her up in our own everyday conversation when we get deep and we talk about social media stuff. And
I feel like the only way to know where a person is coming from is to have the conversation, right?
I can't with them.
Yeah, with them. She is the source.
Yeah.
So why not have the conversation with the source?
The
So without further ado,
the horse's mouth, baby.
Without further ado, the beautiful,
talented, gifted,
successful,
vocal.
She has the voice.
Knows who she is. She walks in her truth.
Yeah.
I admire that about you. I'm all about that. We preach that here. So thank you for coming to the
Brittany Renner is here, you guys.
Gosh, I'm just like, you guys just got me so open already.
I'm like, can we insert some applause in there?
Thank you guys for having me.
Let me tell you how humble this girl is, because I try to be all professional, because we do know each other. We text, we're friends outside of social media. And I was like, okay, do you have a writer? Like, we're going to bring you in. Of course, we're going to take care of you. She's like, baby, just have me a couple of chips, couple of dip, a little tequila, and I'm fine. She's like, do you have a makeup artist? I was like, check. And when she got here, she's like, where's the makeup artist? I was like, he's late.
Chris Michaels,
if y'all want to know who it is. Never on time, but always going to pull through.
He pulled through. She looks beautiful.
Well, thank you guys so much.
We're so happy that you're here.
So excited to have you here.
This is my first podcast I've ever done with females, and I would say that every single podcast I've been on that's male dominated, I would say that there hasn't been one person that's really impressed me. So I feel like the message goes whoosh.
Yeah,
I think I'm really excited today to really like dive into stuff and get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Because I still don't feel like everyone has asked me, like, nobody's really asked me the right questions. It's just been criticized.
Yeah, and we want to know who you are.
Yeah.
And, who you're walking into, because obviously you've evolved. Even throughout all this, I'm sure you've evolved through the social media, whatever. I always say scrutiny. Stonehall. It's like, I've been there. I get it. So, we want to know who you are.
Before we get into the deep stuff, right? Let's do a quick rapid fire, because we're going to go deep today. We're going to go as deep as possible, as deep as time.
We're going to go deep.
Oh, baby.
You
we're
feel
getting
that?
there.
Oh, yeah.
We're going deep, deep, deep. We got to get different mics, because I think she thinks we're in the studio, and we're not. We're not in the studio.
All right.
If you want a blueberry rain, then...
Okay, don't do that, y'all.
Wait, so what are your guys' signs,
Blueberry
though?
rain.
Wait, so
I'm a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces, too.
I thought I saw that on your hand. Okay, yes.
I know you're an Aries.
But what's your moon?
Sagittarius moon, so.
Leo moon, which
So
is
we're all
crazy.
fire.
We're
That's
all
why
fire.
yeah.
She's the double fire, too.
So that's why we're all
loud
and proud.
Every man should be scared right now.
They should be.
Are you guys scared? No, don't
I'm
be
like,
scared.
well, I'm an Aries with a fat ass moon.
You're annoying and childish. Grow up. Okay, rapid fire.
Okay, rapid fire.
This is for Brittany Renner. So we're going to just go back and forth, and you have to answer as quick as possible.
Okay.
All right. Favorite movie?
Pretty Woman.
Ooh, I love that movie.
Favorite artist?
Kevin Gates.
Really? I kind of knew that. You always play him.
Mm-hmm. I love him.
Favorite color?
Purple. Royalty.
Wow.
Love it.
Anal every day or never have sex again.
Anal every day. I need to be penetrated.
It's like, Jesus.
Put me in my place.
Don't say that. She said, put me in my place. No, we don't want clickbaits. We don't want that.
Wait, what did she say?
No, she said, put me in my place. I'm like, no, because then they're going to take that little clip and be like, you said.
That's fine. And I stand on what I said. Anal
Yeah.
every day.
Put me in my place.
Yeah.
Another one.
Favorite food?
Crab legs. That's the first thing I can
She's
think
like,
of.
I hate crab legs.
I love crab legs.
She's like, I actually hate that.
Heavy butter.
Good morning text or good night text?
Oh, that's a good one.
Good morning.
Me too. I wanna
Start
know.
my day out.
Start my day.
Like, don't be going to bed like, all right, good night.
Right, because
The
you
day
may
is
be
over.
going
The day's
good night
over.
and you going to bed with another bitch.
Right.
You going out. Like, are you really going to sleep?
Get up. I know you with that bitch. I saw you already watch your stories from a fake page.
My sister's fake bitch.
Like, girl, give me your login. I'm done doing that, y'all. I just want to put that out there.
I got
Me
rid of
too.
my fake page.
Me too.
I got rid of it.
No
My
offense,
homegirl the other day
No
was literally
offense,
like,
though.
can I go to your friend? I said, sweetie, I deleted
I
it
deleted
off.
mine.
I deleted it.
I'm no
because
longer that young lady.
I was addicted.
Yeah.
I wasn't even
It's
on my page.
it's the access because I had access to it. It was easy
And
to
y'all-
just
they
go
didn't know
to
it was
it.
me?
And now I just deleted it, so now that it's not there.
Yeah.
So it's like it's either you're gonna see it's me, or,
Yeah,
Right.
and I'm
or I'm not gonna see it. Yeah. Or you're just not gonna look
I'm
at
gonna
it,
stand on my shit, right?
or I'm not looking.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing, like, why I don't like to creep on at anyone anymore is like the last person that I like started creeping on, I ended up liking, and I just recently like reached out to them. It was like one of my ex's ex, and I had to like, I'm really happy to see you winning, and I turn into that girl because I'm watching you, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, she's kind of funny. She's actually really pretty. I love this hair color on her.
She seems so natural. I hate her. I love her.
Right. So that's why I don't creep anymore because I
Yeah.
end up liking the person I'm stalking.
Wow.
That's how psycho.
I was like, you're a psychopath. She's a psychopath.
What I love, honestly, what I just love about her is, and this is my first time meeting Brittany in person, but I
got some history.
love,
I'm gonna tell you about that.
yeah, they got some.
I ain't
some
sleep with
history.
her or nothing.
But I love how like her laugh is just very infectious. Like her smile, she just laughs and it makes you laugh.
It's so pure.
And
She
it's-
means it.
She means
That's
it.
about
She's-
you guys. Y'all just how y'all brought it in. I'm like, oh my god, we're about to have a ball.
I just love that. I just love that. Okay, so we did some rapid fire.
Gosh. Whew.
You guys know we pull these cards from Skin. What is it? The And by Skin Deep, right? And so, Brittany, we're gonna pull you into our little intro. This is our world. We like to pull these cards because they have different editions. They have Stranger Edition. They have Couples Edition. They have Friendship Edition, Healing Edition.
Ooh.
They're
I need to
really,
get
really
one.
cool
Yeah, I need to get some.
because you get like you ever have like if you're on a first date or if you have friends over to the house and you're like you want to get
Icebreaker.
yeah, icebreaker,
Or even like us, we always figure out something about each other new
when we pull these.
it's
So it's just
very-
nice to
yeah.
have,
Nice.
right?
Okay.
All right,
Okay, so you get
I'm
to
gonna
pull
let
a
you
card
Pick a card, any
We
card.
just pulled some out.
and then we'll
Pick a card, any card.
Well, this one's kind of pointing out.
it's like right.
You gotta want me.
No.
Okay, go ahead, read it.
Oh,
You can read. Let her read it. No, let Brittany read it.
oh, okay. Of course I
She's
will.
like, fuck.
We're getting right into it, aren't we?
What does it say?
Where are the
Look at how the
tissues?
universe. Look at how the
Okay.
universe works.
This card, it says, how do you know when it's time to let go of a relationship and move on?
Damn.
Wow.
So y'all want to go right there? That you want to go there
Wow.
that fast?
Is it like, do we do that first? Or
It's like, dude.
our rule is whatever card you pick.
Whatever
you
card
go
we
This
with.
is
get
what was, this
is
was
we get.
divinely orchestrated.
It was.
so-
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at the universe. Okay, you want to answer that? How do you know when it's time to move on from a relationship? Damn.
Okay, so let's make it. Let's clarify what we're talking about. Are we talking about a romantic relationship? Because we on this podcast we talk about relationships in the full spectrum.
Full spectrum.
Okay.
Friendships,
Any relation,
Parents.
parents.
cousins.
It doesn't matter.
Romantic. It is. I don't think it has to be romantic.
But you can answer either way. We can do both.
Yeah.
In a friendship, how do you know when it's time to let go of a friendship? We'll start there first.
Okay.
I recently got some people off, so I'm trying to recollect like what was that moment for me. I think for me when you no longer wish to like understand them or like want to fix it or get to know them more. Or for me, I just feel like if I'm not willing to put in the effort to have a conversation with you and understand you, I feel like we shouldn't be friends. I feel like I'm doing a disservice even just pretending to be your friend, because I genuinely am not trying to figure you out anymore.
What if it's the opposite? Do you let go when you feel like that person isn't trying to figure you out?
I do.
It's time to let go.
Yeah, I just
either party.
Yeah, either party. I feel like when that effort stops is when I feel like the friendship stops.
Yeah.
What about you, B?
Outside of effort, in friendships, I didn't really have cut off too many friends. I haven't cut off too many people, but relationships.
Before we go into relationships, I cut people off. Friends, I cut people.
I haven't really cut many people off. You feel like I cut people off a lot?
No, I know. I'm saying I have.
Oh.
I cut people off.
Yeah.
But mine is more.
The last cut off I had was when I was down to my last straw. I tried everything.
Okay. But that was okay.
But I'm saying, like, that was the last person I cut off.
Yeah.
That I thought was a friend. And I was like, I'll pay for a therapy session. Like, I tried everything. So I think after you exhaust every option, that's for me. Go. Some people, like, 1 strike, you're out. 2 strike, whatever. Me, I exhaust every option.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, this is not right. Like,
so do you believe that we have non-negotiables with men, right? I feel like at these women, us 3 here, we have non-negotiables. Do you have non-negotiables in friendships?
I think you should.
I feel like we give friends more grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like our friends can fuck up more than our men can.
Do you think so?
I would say that I've been harder on men than my friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've let a lot more
slide.
I've let a lot
slide with friends that I feel
because like you said, I don't want to just, jump ship based on the first thing that sets me off. But it's like, it takes a couple times for me to be like, all right, now I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. But so I feel like back in the day, like, no, like, niggas get chance after chance after chance after chance.
No, for sure.
And with a girl, it's like, you did that, fuck you.
Okay. That's how.
I think that's a good perspective too.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
That's all true. Yeah,
because I feel like females
back in the day, niggas ain't getting chance. Not now.
Okay, so how do you know when it's time to let go of a romantic relationship? Brittany, how do you feel like you?
Yeah.
Because you're kind of still going through this, right? This is still kind of fresh for you.
And you're single right now, right?
I am.
Okay.
Single as a Pringle.
Okay. You're like, hello. DMs are open. Hi.
Are your DMs open?
I mean, they're open. I mean, I don't know if I feel like right now I'm focusing on my own garden, right?
Okay.
I feel like I want to plant what I want to plant. I want to grow what I want to grow. And if butterflies would like to come and enjoy the garden,
fine.
It's open. But I just feel like I think I've just spent way too much of my life trying to chase the butterfly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just got to let it come to me.
Go
and
find the blessing, go find
Yeah,
this,
I wanted to just come find me. So yeah, I am single. My DMs are open. I mean, doesn't mean I'm going to fucking reply. Like, don't get your hopes up, But I think what's a deal breaker in a relationship, or when to know when to move on.
Yeah. Like, how do you know when it's time to move on from that relationship?
I feel like because the first answer that comes to my mind is the respect thing.
Okay.
So if I start talking to you a certain way, if I start treating you a certain way, I feel like once that respect is gone, I feel like the relationship is on its way out.
Got you.
I feel like if we were to talk about it a little further, I could probably have some more reasons, but that's like the first one that comes to my mind.
Respect.
Respect.
Yeah.
But what does respect look like to you? What does that mean to
Honesty, transparency, being open-minded, listening.
Yeah.
So to me, it's all of that. So I feel like if you're not doing those things, it's like, do you really respect me if you're not listening to me?
Yeah.
Do you even care what I have to say? You know what I mean? So then I feel like you start peeling back these layers where it's like, so why are we here if I can't talk to you, if you can't listen, if you're trying to, if you talk to me in some way, if you're not even being honest with yourself about who you are, like whatever you like. Hey, I like Mexican hair, I like Chinese. Like we should be able to have open dialogue and not have have some we should have contrast without there being conflict. So yeah,
I agree with that.
So I just feel like the effort again. If the effort's not being put into it, I don't know. I just don't feel like. I feel like that kind of ties into the lack of respect. Like maybe I just don't really care about this relationship. So I don't know. What about you guys?
We'll be back after these messages. Gonna talk about friendship, or
let's talk about romance. Let's talk about romance. So what's a?
I'm single. Move on. I am single.
Okay.
I think damn, because there's so many layers to this.
Right. That's what my answer was all over the place.
It's so many layers to this question that it makes it difficult to try to put into a answer. You know what I mean? I think it's more of an explanation than an answer. I think that you have to get to a point where if it starts to affect your mental, spiritual, physical health,
if it keeps shaking you up,
if it is a distraction to those three things, if it is a hindrance or the enemy of your peace, anything that is the enemy of your peace is probably something that you need to remove.
Love that.
Jesus.
Simply put.
Jesus.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's what it is.
I don't have peace about this.
And not the enemy to your comfortability. That's not what I'm saying.
Because you have to be uncomfortable to grow.
Absolutely.
It's the enemy to your peace. What brings you peace? And I think the reason why we don't always know our non-negotiables because we don't know what brings us peace.
Jesus.
Do you see what I'm saying? If I don't know what brings me peace, how can I have a non-negotiable? This is why this
you don't really know how to protect your fort.
I don't know what that is.
And because some things that you think are not to the norm, like, I'm not dealing with that. That might not shake up your peace. So if it doesn't, it might be something that you can negotiate on. But to society, it looks bad. Like, that's a non-negotiable. It really don't mess with me.
Cheating is not a non-negotiable for me.
It is for me. But also, she's in a different stage in life.
Right.
I am dating. She has been married for
12 years, so it's different.
And she has 3 children.
Not that I'm saying I'm getting cheated on. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying.
If he cheated, there wouldn't be an issue.
I'm not saying that either. But for me, it's not a non-negotiable.
You're at a different stage in your relationship.
Because it doesn't hinder my peace.
But question, because tag me in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. 2, again, polarizing perspectives, which is awesome. I guess my question to you is, because I feel like, I guess I'll speak for you, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but one of my goals is to get married.
Okay.
You know, so in your relationship, I don't know if this is off limits. You can tell me, if there's a boundary. But if you're saying like, oh, cheating's not a deal breaker for me, is there transparency
with that
in the relationship?
So I do believe that I don't believe anybody should cheat in a relationship.
Period.
Okay. Honestly, I just don't think, because cheating is something that you do, in my opinion, that the other person doesn't know.
Okay.
Right? Like, cheating is you're doing something and that person that you're in a relationship with doesn't know you're doing it. Has no idea
you're doing it.
Anything that would make that person uncomfortable or is a surprise to them, to me, is cheating.
Got you.
Okay.
So if it would hurt, if I'm in a relationship, if, like, say me and my husband, and I value Taco Tuesday. I value that. I value us going and getting tacos on Tuesday. And you know that's something that means a lot to me. And it's like our thing. And then I find out you had tacos
on Tuesday
with a coworker. That's cheating to me.
Okay.
Because that is important to me. You know that's our thing. Like, that's our thing. So if you were going to go do our thing with somebody else
without me knowing,
and I don't know that, to me that's cheating. To me, that's an offense. That's a hindrance to my peace, because then I'm like, well, you know, I love. First of all, why wasn't I sitting with you getting tacos? Because that's our thing. You see what I'm saying? So for me, that is a thing. So if you are, the other person should know. If you want to not step out, but if you want to experience somebody else, tell that person.
Yeah.
I do believe that. You need to tell that person. You need to have I should never be in the dark about that.
About anything.
But what I say, it's not a non-negotiable. If I find out my husband cheated on me, I'm not leaving. I'm saying the first time.
Why not, though?
The reason why is because when you marry somebody, you are marrying the possibilities of a person.
Okay.
Stop it!
I know, my dogs are barking.
It's okay.
You are not marrying the person that you are emphatically obsessed with right now.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Because
in the beginning of relationships, we offer our best. We offer our best. We give our best in the beginning because it's easy. It's good. It's fun. It's new. It's you like me, I like you. Or we
ain't been through nothing.
We ain't been through anything, so everything is good. So when you get married, you are saying that I am choosing to love you through any possibility.
Okay.
Because we're human. none of us are perfect, right? None of us are complete whole selves, especially in the beginning of a relationship. So if I'm marrying you and I'm deciding to get into a committed relationship with you, I am saying that I am willing to love. If we take the vows for what they are, I'm just saying the normal vows, for better or for worse.
But don't the Bible say you could leave for infidelity?
No.
What's the sin you could get a divorce for?
I think it's adultery.
What's adultery?
Is it adultery?
Yeah.
Because I didn't think it was.
It's adultery.
Oh, well, I didn't think it.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Well, it's also thou shalt not do a lot of stuff, but bitch, we do.
Okay, but okay, if y'all want to go biblical, I can go there. Because that was in the Old Testament, right? New Testament, there was a new covenant. And God said, and what Jesus basically says in the new covenant is, if you even think of somebody in a way,
it's a sin.
It's a sin. So even if I didn't fuck you, if I thought about fucking you, I committed adultery.
Yeah.
So what are we measuring it on?
My thing with cheating is I'm dating right now. So my non-negotiable, right, I don't know if I'm 12 years married with 3 kids, what I would do, because I've never been there.
Right.
I don't know. But right now, I am, when I say dating, I mean boyfriend, girlfriend. People think like, oh, you're just dating multiple people. If I am your girlfriend and you cheat on me, I am leaving you. I don't know what I would do if I was your wife. I've never been a wife. I don't know what I would do in that position. But right now, if I am your girlfriend.
But if you're, I'm not talking about consecutively cheating. That's not what I'm talking about.
I know that.
I'm talking about if my husband came to me and said, or I found out that he cheated on me, and this was a
you would have
first
a conversation.
This is a different.
What is going on?
I'm not saying the first time you cheat on me, I'm leaving. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
My non-negotiable
yes.
is. Now, if you just making a habit out of doing
This
some
is who
fuck
you
shit
are,
behind
this is
my
your
back,
character.
that's a different situation. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating for staying for some shit that you didn't sign up for.
Yes,
Not
yes.
saying that, but I am saying that if I find out, and it's the first time I find out, that's not a thing for me to leave
instantly.
It's not.
Gotcha.
I guess here's my only thought is like, because I recently, I have never been married either, so I don't know 12 years into any relationship. That is
Absolutely.
uncharted waters for me.
Right.
So I can't speak on that. I'm only just trying to understand and gain a new perspective today. You know?
Yeah.
So I know for me, the first time, it turned into the second time. And that's still not that bad. I mean, it's only the second time. I mean, it's still kind of early. We're still getting it. And then now we're here the third time. So I guess that's where I'm curious to pick your brain.
It's where does it stop? Or where does the
is
non-negotiable come in?
there a difference between a man that makes a mistake that is human and a habitual cheater?
Yeah, there is a huge difference.
Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like there is a difference with that.
I think you have to take in consideration the science of a man, right? I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, men are chemically wired and designed to produce. They don't look at I was listening to a TED Talk, and they were talking about how advertising, they would put, like, for beer commercials, they would put like a woman's leg and then just put the beer can. And that was enough
for the man to be like,
for a man to be like, I need the beer. You know, it was it was enough. They didn't need to see her face.
Ridiculous.
They didn't need to see her boobs. It was just her leg. It was the fact that it was a woman's leg. She could have had a whole forest on her face and her vagina. It didn't matter because it was just the idea that it was a woman. It was the idea that it was a woman's body part, that was enough. And they knew that. Marketers, they knew that based off of science, right? So I think you have to take that in consideration, that men are men, right? And I'm not saying they shouldn't be held accountable, but they are men.
So what is the line between that, though? Because men are men, boys are going to be boys.
No, I'm not giving them a pass to cheat. I'm saying that's the difference between
the science makeup.
Yes.
Of their physical, their anatomy, right?
Their anatomy.
But okay, so I think back to relationships. When you are committed to someone, you are making that choice. You are making that choice.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna get right to the nitty gritty.
Let's do it.
What I'm saying is that if you are messing with a guy and he has no moral compass, no spiritual guidance,
no core values,
expect to be cheated on.
Right.
That is what I'm saying.
Right.
Because if you don't have a man that is disciplining himself to something, holding himself
accountable to something.
Accountable to something higher, 9 times out of 10, he's going to cheat.
Who is your source?
I'm sorry. He just is, because his physical makeup is to cheat. Not to cheat. I'm sorry. His physical makeup is to fuck.
Isn't it be fruitful? Is that the terminology?
Be fruitful and multiply, right?
Yeah. Okay.
They're going to reproduce. They think that is the as a man, that is the ultimate signal of an alpha male, is the fact that you can produce.
Right.
What is better than producing creation, right? That's what I feel like that's how men think.
So if you don't have a man that's disciplined, that has who is your source? If your source is the
My thing is, if you met this nigga at the club and all you do is club and all y'all do is smoke hookah and all y'all do is drink, and you ain't never seen this nigga pray to nothing, you ain't never seen him pick up a book,
hold himself accountable to nothing,
he ain't never picked up a journal, you ain't never heard him talk about anything that's beyond the surface level, why would you hold him accountable
to a higher standard,
to protecting you?
So my rebuttal to that would be, I understand that. So what if you are in a marriage where you took vows and you guys are praying together with your kids every night, and then they still do that? So how it's almost like there's almost like this almost like a hierarchy, like, oh well, he's spiritual, he's tied to something, he has this source, he has values, but then it's like they're still the same playing field in a sense, because they're still doing the same thing regardless of whoever their source is. You could be at the club, you could be with your nose in a Bible, but
one has accountability and one doesn't. If you are holding yourself to a higher source, then at least you have some type of accountability. I can hold you accountable to that. So if you say I'm a man of God, then I can hold you accountable to that. Then I can hold your actions accountable to what you say. And then based off of that, fuck it, I'm out.
Right, if nothing changes.
I'm out, because your actions aren't lining up with what you say.
Right. Okay.
But if I can't hold you accountable, what am I holding you accountable to? The club? Future?
Right.
Lil Uzi, like, what am I holding you accountable to? If I ain't never heard you listen to nothing else, you ain't listened to a TED Talk, you ain't listened to an auto book. All I hear is fucking Lil Durk in the background, then I have to hold you. That is the level that's the standard I have to hold you to. Little Durk. He is your compass and guidance too. I'm sorry, but that is where we are.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just saying that is where we are.
Lil Durk is the one who said, hold on, we gotta go here.
Okay, what is it?
He's the one that likes that India doesn't have a lot of bodies, hasn't fucked anybody in the industry. But how many kids you got? Drop the bomb.
How many kids you got?
Out of wedlock.
Out of wedlock. We know Lil Durk ain't never been there.
Come on, because you want to talk about. Because again, that's that thing. I don't want to get off the subject, but I didn't like that. I didn't really like that. I'm like, you like her because
I like her
not a lot of interest you gotta do with her.
Yeah.
But that was honest.
Yeah.
I think a lot of men.
You're a hypocrite.
It's hypocritical, but it's honest.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
I can respect the honesty,
but it's
can't respect the hypocrisy. That's all.
100%.
That's it.
100%.
No, but I agree.
100%.
You have to respect the truth.
Have to respect the truth, and that's all I'm saying with the non-negotiable. My thing is that okay? Say something happened. My husband comes to me and he's like, I cheated. Okay, well you say you're this man. You say that you're this type of man. Right. So now I'm holding you accountable to that. Now if that shit happens again, now you're showing me what type of man you are.
You truly are.
And then and at that point, I have a decision to make. But I'm 12 years in marriage. Okay. I'm not talking about a boyfriend, girlfriend. Right. I'm not talking about that because I don't know what that's like. Yeah. I don't even know that territory. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just talking about where I am.
Well, let me tell you to my next nigga. Come on. Come here. You cheat on me? I'm blasting your ass all on the internet. Because I protected my last one. I ain't doing it with the next. I won't.
I'm saying names.
I ain't sparing anybody.
I'm saying names and showing screenshots.
You boyfriend, girlfriend, and you cheating, baby? I'm not walking down the aisle thinking about that. Dun, 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 dun. Damn, I hope we don't do it again. You ain't gonna stress me out on my wedding day. On my day. I'm not doing that.
But I guess my question is that how do you, I guess where's the line at holding somebody accountable to what they are naturally chemically wired to do?
Well, then they need to open up their mouth and say, I'm not disciplined enough to do it. I do not.
No, I'm just saying,
be monogamous.
You're right. But if they don't hold that quality all the time. They don't even hold that ability to even be able to communicate, right? So what if a guy was like, I ain't staying with no chick that's emotional. Y'all, I just can't. If you cry, that's it.
Right.
I'm out.
Then you're not the one for me.
Because I'm gonna be crying.
You get what I'm saying?
I guess if I try to put myself and look through your eyes, and if I'm in a very religious, like, we're family oriented, like, we've been in this for 12 years, and you do that to me now, I feel like it'd be even more of a slap in the face. We're 12 years in, you should be able to talk to me about anything, any urges, your imagination. I feel like you should be able to talk to me. So it's
I feel like it seems that way, but I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just speaking, I guess, from my. You all right? You need some water?
I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Your throat chakra. You gotta just. I feel like you got
throat
something to say.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
Is it?
Anytime
Is
that
that real?
Yeah. Remember I told you my throat was messed up. Shay said my throat chakra was fucked up for a year.
Wow.
Literally for a year. But
it just means speak your truth.
Okay.
I think that I don't know. I think that it's different when you because you change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And especially when people get married young, it's scary.
You're not the same person you were when you were 19.
It's scary. It's a very scary thing to be with one person. You even think about, like, to be with one person for the rest of your fucking life.
But is that scary for you, though? I feel like that's not scary for you.
No, it's not.
Well, so
but
if
I
you
think
sat
for
on another
guys,
dick,
it is.
you'd be like Jada. Everyone's crucifying her. We don't know their relationship, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah.
if you were to do something, I just feel like you wouldn't be given the same grace. That's not fair to me.
No.
That's not fair to me. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's
No.
a double standard. That's why it's like, hey, if you were to slip, trip, and fall on someone else's dick, and he forgives you and still holds you to this high regard and doesn't hold it over your head, I would respect it. But
he would look crazy if he did that, though, to the world.
To the world. But if that's what you would do, I feel like you deserve that same effort in return. That's why I got a problem with
everybody. I 1,000% agree with you. But are we or are we not a better species? I guess that's just the question.
Yeah.
Are we just not, as women, are we just not better? And I'm not saying that we deserve that shit, because we don't. Women, especially black women. If there's anything I'm a cape for, it's a black woman.
So what do you mean when you say are we better?
I feel like as women we hold qualities about ourselves that make us better than men. I don't want to give them a pass because I don't believe they should have a pass. And I do believe that they have the ability to being what they think that they are.
So what is the solution for that then? I feel like it's the healing, it's the acknowledgement, it's the walking in your truth, it's the being like, don't commit. I'm not talking about marriage, whatever. Commit to being monogamous and saying you're going to do something when you're not fully ready to do that.
Yeah.
If I am not ready to be monogamous, if I do not feel like I can be faithful, stop walking around and lying and portraying an image when you know that's not who you are.
I think it's a balance of all of it.
Yeah.
I think there has to be a balance of all of it.
I think for me, like, just from where my awareness is today, is I think the biggest thing that would cause men to change, or at least be a little inspired to find out maybe what some of these, what narcissism is, what gaslighting is, what love bombing is, if they just, I feel like women would have to stand their fucking ground.
Absolutely.
And we fucking don't. It's like, we are so goddamn desperate for a fucking relationship. And I think that's why the bar is in hell.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it is those statements that are like, boys will be boys, or I hear all the time, you should have just stayed with your baby daddy because all men are going to cheat on you.
Crazy. I don't believe that.
I cannot.
I don't believe that.
And I will not believe that. And that's okay. If in another person's world, that's how they
their
feel.
reality.
That's cool. But in my mind, I feel like if this was put on my heart, then I know it exists. I know there are people like myself, who I was in therapy for 6 years, who really peeling back the layers of my own bullshit, because that's what it was. You know what I mean? Not looking at it. So I believe someone is capable of that too.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about, there's a difference when you're being cheated on versus we're in an open relationship where there's full transparency. There's polyamory, there's polygamy. There's couples that I follow on Instagram that have open, transparent relationship, and it works great.
Absolutely.
But that sneaking and geeking and all that shit,
That's not the same
I
thing.
just can't give a man a pass because, like, you are not emotionally sound enough to be on my level. And again, no matter how you're designed, we're designed to be fucking bitches on our period, you know, but there's a way that we can also, like, allow ourselves to feel in a healthy way without completely belittling and betraying the person we love during that time. You know what I mean? It's just, I think
we have to consider both, because there are a lot of females that are not where we are who know how to articulate.
Yeah.
and hold people accountable in a way that's effective.
And they're not vibrating.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It's toxic against toxic. That's really what's happening.
Yeah.
I feel like I was that girl in my early 20s. I was. For the first time in my last relationship was the first time I ever walked away on strike one. Ever in my life. Ever. Strike one, we're broken up, love ya, have a good life. I'm going to go cry in the car, but by myself. I don't need you in the passenger seat. Like, that was the first time. My early 20s, I was just as bad, but I had to evolve and choose to grow. So you're
in a relationship, in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, and then like say for me, for example, 12 years married is a different situation because you're fighting for something different.
Yeah.
I ain't been through enough in a year relationship with you to fight for
whatever.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In a marriage, you fighting for some different shit. But I think I 100% agree with your decision and any woman who makes that decision, because if you want me, right, if he wanted you, proof of desire is in the pursuit. You would do the work.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm saying that there has to be space.
But I don't need you to do the work for me. I need you to do it for yourself.
No, but that's what. But still, you're doing work.
Yeah.
And any man that's gonna do a work to get the woman that he wants knows that he has to do the work on him
internally
first.
And for himself.
Yep. And that's for anybody.
There's some B.Simone beauty lip gloss that I could use really quick. B.Simone beauty lip gloss.
Yeah. We're about to take a break right now, and I'm about to show y'all my B.Simone beauty gloss. It's on me. It's on Brittany. It's on, Megan's.
I took it off. Sorry.
Drinking. But B.Simone beauty, y'all know we give all of our B.Simone babies
Here, I want to see Brittany put this on because this color, this is my boyfriend.
You're my boyfriend. Oh, she has it on right now.
And she doesn't have a boyfriend right now. So maybe this is a little bit of manifestation.
Oh, that's cute. It's called You're My Boyfriend.
Tension. Boyfriend.
Let's all put
husband.
Husband. That is our peachy nude. You guys can use our promo code for all our no
that's
for
so
sure
pretty on
people.
her.
Ooh, bomb. Yeah.
Come kiss
attracting all the good men.
The promo code is KFS20 for 20% off. Capital K, capital F, capital S for 20% off.
20%?
Wow.
I better go.
We love a generous queen.
We love a generous
That's very
code.
generous. So I was about to give y'all 10. I was about to say 15, and Mick was like, give them 20. I'll give you 20. So 20% off, KFS20, all caps. Boom. Go to BSimoneBeauty.com.
Period.
Period. Poo. How do you feel
that you've evolved?
Evolved as a woman. How do you feel like you've evolved as a woman, the woman you are today, than you were obviously a decade ago when you started social media and dating? And what does being a woman mean to you? Like fully walking in your womanhood. And of course that's gonna grow. We're gonna continuously evolve. But before we started, this is kind of a two-part question. We were out there talking before we started the cameras. I was like, save it for the cameras. You know, it was getting kind of deep. She was like, I feel now. I'm feeling. What? Explain that to me.
I would say.
What do you mean
starting
when you say that?
with that question, I would say that I was loud and proud, a man hater, and wore that mask of anger and rage, and like there's so much underneath that. Like anger is really just the mask that we wear. So like really getting to the nitty gritty of like, oh, I started hating men because my dad wasn't around. I hated him.
Jesus. Okay.
You know, and from that moment,
what is it stemming from?
And honestly, like it has, and I feel like this is kind of like a touchy subject for people, but I just feel called to speak on it anyway. So
I'm so proud of you.
I'm biracial. I'm black and white. My mom's white. My dad's black. And I hated men that like looked like him. So at first I really wasn't even like attracted to black guys
men.
or anything.
Yeah.
Anything that reminded me of him, because that hate was so deeply rooted. And that's why I feel like a lot of people really need to question what their preferences are and where they come from.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's
rooted from something.
It's way deeper. So I felt like I was a loud and proud man hater. Rah, we won't go, whatever. No, we won't go, I should say. And I feel like as I started to kind of realizing like, okay, I love. How can I want a relationship if I hate men?
My Spicy says that all the time. She's like, what's 20? How can you want to be with a species that you hate?
Yeah, you can't. So
you
then,
can't.
And you, in your mind too, if you're wanting marriage or you're wanting a baby with whoever you care about, you have to stop saying that you don't need a man, because technically you do.
You do.
Unless you want to go to the sperm bank.
Right.
Okay,
right.
so
And either way, you still need a man.
you still need, absolutely.
man.
Thank you.
You still
Yeah,
need a man.
you still need a man. So it's like you have to kind of be more honest with yourself and really think about what you're saying. But I just felt like I was really angry and I didn't know why. And being able to feel now and like take back those layers, I felt like I have had to be a man.
Yeah.
Like I have been the provider. I have, even when I had managers or people representing me, I had to fight for myself.
Yeah.
Even when I speak to the lawyers with the stuff I'm going on now, I'm in a masculine role. I'm not in my feminine.
Yeah.
So I feel like even just when we were talking off camera and stuff, I feel so open now because I can relax a little bit more in my feminine to where I don't gotta fucking drop my nuts every 5 seconds.
Time.
And I feel like in the industry that we're in too, you have to have that combative part of you just in case I gotta drop these motherfuckers on you.
That was
But
just
I
like
don't
the
wanna do
phone
that
call.
at home with
That
my man.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was just like the phone call that we got business wise. And we were told, you know,
That happened
outside
recently.
looking in, somebody was like, yo, like pulled us to the side and was like, you know, it was another female, another woman. And she was like, listen, like, I'm going to tell y'all what you look like. Because I know that y'all think y'all coming in and you just want to be agreeable and not too much and not da-da-da-da-da.
Don't want to ruffle any
You
feathers.
don't want to ruffle any feathers. You just want to be polite and you come across too bubbly, they playing with you. And it was almost this thing of like, now you got to go in. And I hate that because I'm not that type of person. I'm I'm a very strong, I stand on what I, like I'm not, I'm a strong person, I feel like in certain ways. But I'm not I don't like to come across as a bitch. I'm mindful of that. Like I do believe perception is reality, and I do try to be aware of what I am allowing someone to perceive. What I allow you to perceive. I try to be aware of that. So I don't try to come in and be like, I'm the boss bitch and da-da-da-da-da and where's my water? Where's my... I don't try to be like that. I try to be like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Oh, I get it. No big deal.
With you.
But then you do that and men see that as, oh, I can play with her.
Right.
She doesn't require a lot.
Oh,
it's okay. It's okay if I didn't meet this requirement because she's not going to yell at me about it. She's going to try to have, you know, a conversation or have some type of understanding. And that gets taken advantage of. And then that's why you have women now where I feel like we're in a position of, fuck y'all. I'll do it myself. I'll put the strap on. Because, I mean, no, seriously, that's what, it feels like it has to be like that. I have to drop my nuts on the table.
And I think with being a woman, now, like, being able to really relax in my feminine, it is the dance of the balance, right? So it's like I am Maleficent and I'm also Aurora.
Can you explain that?
What?
I ain't never heard that word. Maleficent.
Maleficent. Have you ever seen the movie? It's a Disney movie. It's called Maleficent. I actually have her tatted on my arm.
She was the evil witch.
But
from Snow White, right?
But she's actually not the most evil witch, because that's why I have Maleficent tatted on the inside of my arm. She's like the first character I felt like she has these big horns, these big scary wings. She's dressed in all black and she looks just like that bitch ain't playing. But she really has like the biggest heart on the show, on the movie, you know? So it's like, I feel like that's where I'm at now. Being a woman is really being able to know that if I have to call on the Maleficent part, I will.
There.
And there are some times where, you know, you get more bees with honey, where I'm going to call on Aurora. So it's really that dance of like me learning how to do that. So I feel like the first part of my life, I have just been a man. I feel like I've been a dictator. Like I said, you know, just... It's hard to switch when you are a man in your everyday daily life, and then when I get in the bedroom, I'm supposed to submit to you, or I'm supposed to follow your lead now. I'm the fucking leader here. You know what I mean? Where are you leading me to? The Forbidden Forest? Like, where are you going?
Don't even get
you know.
me
So
started
I
on
think
that.
for me, like,
where are we going?
You leading me to the wilderness. The blind leading the.
I said that in our other episode. We talked about it briefly, but I was like, being a woman is like, say a nigga text you, get your stuff, pack all your stuff. I'm coming to get you. Pack all your shit. Take me. Right? And that's what we said.
That's what women
We're
do.
like, oh, he's coming to get me.
He's coming to get me.
He's picking me up. He's
I'm about
coming
to
to get
hop in
my
this
stuff.
car.
He told me to
Nigga,
put
you
this on,
lost.
put this outfit on, put these shoes on, and get in the car. So we got all our stuff, and we're waiting by the door. We're like, hey. We left our friends. We left our family. Bye. My man's coming to get me. We get in the car. We put our stuff in the trunk. We get in the car. And you're like,
where are we going?
We're like, where are we going? And the nigga's like, I don't know. We just about to drive.
But that's kind of romantic too, though.
No.
Wait. Maybe I need a little more context.
Where are we going?
Okay.
You told me to pack all my shit.
Okay.
Leave
everything that I have known.
She
said it's kind of romantic.
That's kind of cute. Yeah.
No.
Flat tire.
No, see, that's
Utah,
what.
that's where we're going. Let's go.
No.
That's what distracts us. Is we be like, oh, he's spontaneous. No, he don't got a plan.
He's lost.
He has no plan.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? So
if
if you get in the car. No, you get in the car, and he doesn't know where you're going. And now we've been driving. Now we've been driving
in circles
for 4 hours, and I have no clue where we're going.
Okay,
so now women, I feel like we are at this place now where it's like, nigga, the next exit.
Let me out.
Pull over. Let me out. Because you have there's no GPS, there's no destination. You don't, even if you've never been there before, at least you got some fucking directions on where the fuck we're going. Where are we going?
Yeah.
And I feel like men just want you to just jump in the car. Yeah. Just get in the car. Trust me. Trust that I know where I'm going.
Trust yourself.
You don't know.
Right.
I need to know that you're guided by something. Yeah. Something else is guiding you.
Yeah.
That gives me security and trust that I will follow you.
Yeah,
if you're being guided by something,
Siri.
Where the fuck are you being guided to?
Siri, please help this nigga.
Siri, Alexa, somebody got to help.
Yeah.
I can't just jump in a car with you and not know. At least I may not know where we're going, but I need to know that you know.
Or you
have some direction.
You have direction. I don't know where we're going, but this is the map.
I got some type of way of where we're going.
Lead, you have to have some type of plan, even if it's minimal.
So I agree with that. No, I don't want. I'm not about to just jump in your car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the fucking plan?
I will be guided by my own GPS, and until you get some fucking direction, then I'll hop in your car.
Right.
Yep.
But at this point, no.
You don't know where you're going.
You don't know where you're going. Right. And so that idea of I'm a man, let me lead, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with that.
That's bullshit.
100%. Okay, I get what you're saying.
That is bullshit.
Ooh, I
thought it was a spontaneous trip. I thought we was going to Disney World.
No, not with all my shit.
Yeah.
Right.
In the car?
Right.
No, I didn't left my last name. I didn't left my old body.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't compromise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. I'm not
Yeah.
jumping in your car. Where the fucking directions at?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's nuts to me. That is nuts to me. Because then that's the type of nigga that cheats.
You have to give me.
Yep.
Right. Because you lost. You over here seeing, bitch, you ain't got no destination. You over here looking at the bitch we passing. That's hitchhiking. Now you want to pick this bitch up. There is not no room.
There is no room.
My clothes is in trash bags in the back seat.
That's what I'm saying. So no, don't just jump in a nigga's car.
Yep. Absolutely.
Know where the fuck you going. I don't like that. That shit is that I'm a male, so you should just follow me. Hell no.
Not if you
And
don't
that's
know
the
where you're
narrative
going.
that I feel like a lot of men are like, women don't know how to follow the lead. You will, like you said, you
don't
don't know
know
where
how to
you're
lead.
going. You don't know how to lead.
Let's
Y'all don't
bring
know how
up
to lead.
because you were just put back in the media over some shit that Cam Newton said.
Oh yeah.
Cam Newton went on $1 Million Games with Wallow and Gilly.
Get a drink.
Yeah, because this when I say
like,
when this had me tight, his comments had me tight. I'm gonna say they had me.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know the whole.
Could you explain why you felt the way that you felt? Because I think
about what he said
about me, because I feel like it's important because a lot of people think, well, Brittany, you're some Instagram thought, whatever. That's cool. Okay, well, let's talk to a woman who's been married for 12 years then.
Okay.
And let's explain why she feels tight, because it's going to explain why I feel tight.
Because she's mad too.
Right.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
what was the
wasn't.
comment?
Okay, so Cam Newton went on $1 Million Games, and he said, I'm going to quote this, right?
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who girl, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And his even that, like the way he, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I
Those
don't.
are the type of bitches he fuck with.
I don't like that.
Cam, dude, you fuck with bitches that do that. You need to grow up. I'm a bad
I'm a
bitch.
bad
Cam,
bitch. And
dude.
you follow them bitches. That's how you know they do this.
That's how you know they do it.
Anyway,
Cam Newton.
I look the part, but I don't.
I might. Okay.
Oh my God.
It's tequila.
I look the part,
I'm like, yeah.
but I don't
that.
act the part. There's a lot of women who are bad bitches. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs. I think a lot of times when you get the aesthetic of I'm a boss bitch, I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, you can't cook. You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead. I think it was the last two sentences.
No, mine was the can't cook. Because now, see, how you know me? How you know I can't cook
a little bit?
I can saute something. But that's fucked up. It don't matter if I can't cook. I got money for Uber Eats.
There we go.
I work hard.
I'm out on the road. Nutbush. I'm on the road. Working all day in the city. I ain't got time to whip up nothing.
Not a thing. Not even a PB&J.
Not a meatball. Fuck you, Cam. I love you, DM me.
So can you explain why you were talking about those comments?
Okay, so I'm tight about the comments because...
Cam. It's the be quiet part. You don't do that.
Be quiet, bro.
Be quiet?
Man, you be quiet.
Be quiet?
Because women are to be seen and not heard. That's been the
That's not the
you
way.
let
me just say this, Cam. That's not the way to get your point across. That was a horrible way to get your point across.
Yeah.
Right.
To tell a woman you don't know when to be quiet.
A lot of people don't know when to fucking be quiet.
You didn't know when to be quiet.
Right. It's irony is spectacular. I'll tell you that much. Goddamn.
No.
The irony of that statement, you don't know when to be quiet.
But I feel like a lot of men want that. They want the trophy girl. I'm going to be quiet. I'm not going to. When we talked about this, Megan, you want to be where you're celebrated and not challenged. Mm-hmm. Men do not want to be challenged.
Don't want to be challenged.
They don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want somebody to say, yo, bro,
that's why. But that's why they cheat. Oh my God! Can I show you guys this?
That was messed up. You should have did that. No, you want to be where it's yes.
And I want to piggyback on that statement where you know how we were.
I want you guys to see this.
It's not easy for me to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 18 years. I've been standing with you.
Jesus.
I've been right here with you, Troy.
Have you seen this movie?
Fences.
I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you.
Jesus.
Don't you think I ever wanted other things? Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me? Don't you think ever crossed my mind to want to know other men that I wanted to lay up somewhere and
Jesus.
forget about my responsibilities?
Forget about my responsibilities.
So I could feel good. You're not the only one.
That's the problem with us right here. That was me. Yeah.
My feelings, my wants and needs and dreams, and I buried them inside you. I planted a seed and watched and prayed over. I planted myself inside you and waited to bloom.
Let me tell you something, Viola. I'm not gonna call myself an actress
but
until I can do that.
She was snotting off.
Because bitch, that's snot.
But my point of bringing that up is that
allergies.
He says something before she goes into that dialogue. He says something to the extent of like, well, it was easy. And men.
What was he referring to? What was he?
The cheating. He cheated on her.
Yeah.
And he did it because there was no issues there. Of course, because there ain't no responsibilities there.
Yeah, she's just there to show up.
She's there to make you feel good. And as your partner, if I love you, right? True love is being able to pull out and identify your flaws. Yep. If I love you, then I challenge you. If I love you, then I challenge you. And so my point with Cam Newton, the reason why I don't like what you said is because I don't need to hear from a man to be quiet. You want to know you want to know where I heard to be quiet from? And it wasn't from a man. It was from my mother. Mm-hmm. My mom used to tell me all the time when I would get upset and I would be all worked up about something, argument with my husband, my mom would be like, you need to go somewhere and quiet yourself. But she wasn't telling me to take the bullshit. She was saying, be quiet and know your power in your silence.
Sit still.
Know what your power holds when you're quiet. A lot of times we want to just get our point across, and sometimes our point is in our silence. Sometimes you got to be quiet. Sometimes you got to stop and be like, okay.
Say less.
I'm going to observe in this moment. I'm going to see in this.
I'm going to let you go to your own death. Going on.
Sometimes everything don't need a reaction. Yep. Sometimes you do need to be quiet. Sometimes there's power in silence.
But that ain't what Cam Newton meant.
But that's not what he meant, and that's why I have a problem with that. Yeah. You're saying you need to know your place.
Yeah.
And what's my place?
And what's my place?
What's my place?
And I think going back to the metaphor of us driving in the car, men want the girl who's going to sit passenger side and just be like,
Cute.
I guess we're driving
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, excuse me, we just missed the exit.
Yeah.
They
Hey,
don't want
fucker,
that girl.
we're
They don't
supposed to
want
get
that.
off
Miss the exit.
there.
Because like you said, they don't
It's
want to be
challenge.
challenged. But
Yeah.
any person who loves you is going to push you. They're going to
Anytime
challenge
you are
you.
not uncomfortable, you are not growing. You are not
Absolutely.
evolving. You are
Absolutely.
not becoming the best man you could possibly be. And when men don't feel like they're being
Okay, so let me ask this. What is our responsibility? Because I just listened to a TED Talk earlier today, and he was saying how if you want to get something across to the person that you love, don't criticize them. Don't criticize them. Don't come of a place of an attack or malicious. And I feel like, let's keep it a buck, right? As women sometimes, when we are angry or try to hold men accountable, what we tend to do is belittle them.
Yep.
And we demean them. And I don't think that is the way
Absolutely
to hold them
not.
accountable
Absolutely not.
or to get them to be where we know that they can be or have their rightful place as an alpha male.
I feel like I belittled and did that in every relationship but my last. Every single one. Because I was a child. I was young. I was toxic. I was just giving the energy I got. I was giving toxic. I was getting toxic. I was lost. He was lost. I did all that in my 20s. But in that last relationship, I don't feel like I did that at all.
You don't feel like you belittled him.
So
At
what
all.
did you do when there were those moments where you were like, I want you to rise to the occasion? How did you try to uplift him in that way?
Presented opportunities.
Therapy.
Hey, I didn't even say you should do this. I said, hey, you think this is cool? If he didn't take it, okay, I put that bug in his ear. This is an opportunity.
Like you plant the seed a
Yes.
little bit.
a little bit, and let him choose.
Because it had to be his choice.
It had to be his choice.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this entrepreneurship. Look at this. Look at that. What but I don't feel like I did that in my. I did a few things wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do everything right. From my attitude to certain things that I wish I didn't. But I feel like in that aspect, I can say I did that right.
So
I didn't pour too much on him, but I felt like I poured into him very well because I saw so much potential in the person he could grow to be, But if he don't see that and he don't want to be challenged and uncomfortable, he's never going to grow.
So, Brittany, in your relationship or for how people perceive you, they think people have this perception that you are a man hater. You don't like men. You hate men. You are whatever. Where do you feel like you've gone wrong in your messaging? And where do you feel like you've gone like, no, I'm not changing that? Based off of the context of if you love someone and you want them to be better, you don't criticize them. You be a reflection, tell them what they are, challenge them, but don't criticize them.
So I think with the awareness, so I will say that I was definitely the blind leading the blind because I was pushing out a message like hate men, it's their problem, like they're the reason we're unhappy. But again, just in that clip you played, she was watering like his garden. What about her garden?
Yeah.
And that's where now I'm like, I'm never going to get the things that I want if I don't tend to my own.
Yeah.
So I think moving forward now when any person that I'm interested in and I have a conversation with and I'm thinking like, okay, they could probably be here.
Yeah.
I hold space for them. Okay? Again, this has to be their choice. You can plant the seed, but you literally plant the seed and you walk away.
Either you're going to help it grow or
Yeah,
not.
you're going to have to water it. So I think my mentality now is I'm walking over there. Okay? I'm headed in that direction. If you would like to walk with me, we can walk together potentially. No matter what, I'm not slowing down my walk for you.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like you see the potential in people, but that's potential that may not ever be reached.
Ever. Yeah.
That's like a figment of our imagination. Like you don't even really know if that's true. That's like your own projection.
Yeah.
Because you can project in a positive way. I could be like, oh, he's such a good person. He's going to change because I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to change.
And I'm changing.
Yeah. So it's like, I think for now, where I'm at dating wise, like I'm going to continue on my journey. I will make my comments and just be like, you should follow your heart. You should do what makes you happy. People who love you will respect your boundaries. I'll say more neutral statements and I'll just let you decide.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to control, again, like dictator Brittany.
It doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
doesn't
So
work.
that's why now I'm just like, I'm on my own journey. I'm walking that way.
Meet you
Maybe
at the
you'll
top
catch
or
up.
not.
Maybe we'll catch up together. Maybe we'll walk together. Maybe we'll never be in exactly alignment, but we're going the same direction. But either way, you have to like figure your own shit out. Dude. Like that's not your war is not my war. Figure it out. So
and I think that's the difference between dating and marriage, because when you're married, it is your war.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is my problem.
Sense.
That is my challenge. That may not be my fault. And I've had those real conversations with my husband, like things that we both have been that we have both dealt with, right? From past, from childhood stuff. I have been able to identify, this is not your fault, but this is now your responsibility. And that is the difference in a marriage. And dating, that is not your responsibility.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I can understand
but in a marriage, now this is my responsibility. Now your shit is my shit. I signed up for that.
Yeah.
And now I can't be mad that I didn't fully vet out
and that
all of the shit before I got married.
That is why
you know what I
dating
mean?
is so important. Like, and I feel like I ignored a lot of red flags with my ex. Thankfully, I left 11 months in, whatever. Like, okay, this is just not my person. This isn't my husband. But imagine if I would have kept ignoring. You can't be mad he doing this. He was doing it the first month. Why are you mad he doing it in a marriage?
So in your relationship, Brittany, in your last relationship, what did you see or can you identify now? Not red flag. I don't want to say red flags.
It was looking like Six Flags, girl. I was like, it's a good time.
6 Flags over Texas.
Yeah.
That you could. I hate to use the word red flags because I feel like it's so generalized. But what are the red flags that you saw then that you maybe were like, okay, I'll just put that. Like, where's your?
I feel like the thing I fell in love with my ex were the red flags, and that is what I ended up. Kind of.
Like what? Like, give an example.
Brittany's like, why?
He's so fun.
Why would you do that?
He's so, we're always chilling. His inner, I was like,
I can't keep this lifestyle up.
This is, the vibe is not, it's a red flag. You're not doing anything else but vibing, nigga. Like, you get what I mean? Like, certain things you fall in love with are the things that, not resent, but later on you're like, damn, like, that can't be our life forever. Like, I loved him for these certain things, and I was like, fuck, like, okay, like, when we get at the club, it was fun at the beginning.
You're older than your
hookah,
ex.
keep burning my
So
neck.
you guys have different, women are not, I think, obviously more mature than men.
Well, he's never been through anything, and we can just skip the political shit. Okay. He's never been through anything.
Okay.
So, yeah. Some of the red flags, is that what you're wanting to know? Let me pull out the parchment.
No, because I don't want it to come across like, what was your responsibility in the relationship? But I think that's important when you walk out of a relationship. Okay, what role did I play?
Yeah.
Where was my responsibility in this, and how do I make sure that I don't?
It doesn't
happen again.
My responsibility? Oh, okay. Well, I felt like I consciously wanted to sign up for a Simba when I needed a Mufasa. Okay?
Explain that.
Simba's never going to be Mufasa. They are two different kings for two very different reasons. And I mean, and even Simba in the movie, what'd he do? Run away from his responsibility. And he want to go eat bugs. Like, it's like
you had a whole kingdom, and you out here and you eating bugs.
So I felt like I kind of knew what I was already signing up for, being with someone younger, but my responsibility, there's so many too, because like as much as I can laugh and be like all the red flags, there was a lot of things on my end too. Number one was believing in untapped potential that never like materialized. It was never, it never happened. So I'm like, he's young too, right? Another red flag.
He's young.
He's younger than me.
He's 6 years younger than you, correct?
But then I'm like, he's impressionable, so I'm
Mold
Bob
him.
the Builder. Can you fix it?
No, you can't.
No, seriously, no, you can't.
So a part of my flawed way of thinking was, okay, you are younger. I mean, let's be clear. That's why Future and Diddy and all these people, I'm going to name names, y'all date people who are 20, 15 years younger than you. Because it's
Impressionable.
Impressionable. You can mold them into what you want them to be. And so that was another flaw.
I just want to say, my husband's 6 years older than me. So that's why 6 years older.
Got you.
And he's older. Okay.
So I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's just me being transparent. Just taking accountability for that. So again, untapped potential that I never saw, actually, by the way. So wanted to mold him. I wanted him to be something that he just wasn't. So I feel like a big part of why our relationship didn't work. And I have to be honest though, because I've had to take myself out of that victim role, because there were things that happened to me that I did not deserve. But at the same time, I'm not a victim in the situation either. I was a participant as well. So I kind of feel like I was hoping that I could mold him into what I wanted him to be instead of appreciating who he was. And to me, that was like a huge gap in it was never gonna work.
Do you feel like you missed that part of appreciating who he was? Do you think that he felt that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I feel like he always felt like, I mean, I recall different conversations that we've had where he's just like, you want me to be like this? You want me to be perfect? Me. And I'm just like, you were never that guy. So an example of that would be, I wanted to go see the Grand Canyon, right? He said, the Grand Canyon is just a rock.
Okay.
We speak different languages.
We are not the same.
And I wanted him to see the beauty in the Grand Canyon. That was never going to happen. Okay? So that was on me. So everything that has come behind that man, I accept it how it comes. Like, okay. Like, I feel like I have to just take responsibility for me. Again, those reasons, just even those reasons alone. You were banking on the potential. You were hoping he was going to be, Simba was going to be Mufasa. It was never going to happen. You should have just appreciated Simba and signed up for Simba. That's all you were going to get.
And be in the moment.
And it's
with
not
Simba,
even that Simba was lower. It's just different. Like, it's not even here. It's here. Just different rules. So, I definitely.
But did you identify those things before you guys decided to have a child? Like before that, because I've listened to a few interviews of yours, and you were very adamant in saying like this was planned. Like this wasn't like I slipped on, we slipped up and I just decided to keep the baby. No, we planned. We talked about, and I want to make that clear because she said this in several interviews, and I think people need to know that. Like, stop with this fucking narrative that women just want to be a baby mama. Right. Because there are women who do, and I'm not going to take away from that.
Yeah, there are.
But I want to say in your situation, you guys had several conversations about starting a family, right?
Yeah, my son has
a relationship and you loved him.
Yeah, my son has his name.
Right.
So the reality of that whole situation with, I'm sorry, this drink's like,
no, you're not.
I was like, wait, where am
What is the question?
You're like, am I still in Charlotte?
Is he here? Are y'all setting me up? Is this a setup? I didn't sign up for an interview.
No, he was playing,
like,
but
wait,
I have to take.
She's like, wait, who's my son?
Who's my baby daddy? I need reminded.
What was your question? Which one of y'all bitches hit me?
I swear to God, this is why they're going to be the #1 podcast in the world.
She said,
because they can get motherfuckers like me to open that and really tell the motherfucking truth. And the reality is
because I want to know.
He was planned. Yes, he was planned. But I'm going to be honest, and I swear to God, I've never said this.
No,
she scratched her temple.
She said, wait, where am I?
She said,
because these questions
are so is this tequila or Molly, bitch?
Woo, I'm sweating. Woo! Woo!
She said,
wait a minute, bitch. Brittany said, what'd you ask me?
Y'all are beautiful. Asking me.
She said, at this point, I'll go back to the guy podcast. I don't want to do it. She said, please cut the camera.
Okay, listen. I'm going to tell the truth. Nothing but the truth. Oh, my God.
Put it down.
Brittany, put the drink down. She's like, no, I'm being myself.
This is amazing. Made with love.
Made with so much love.
Beauty.
This is it.
Okay. She said, where am I? I'm sorry, that was hilarious. She said,
all right, for
she
real.
said, wait, no, this drink got
me.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, my son was playing, but I have to take accountability too.
She's drinking my drink.
I don't have nothing but fruit.
We'll eat the fruit.
Do we have
infused? It's infused.
Can we get a shot?
We poured ourselves water and poured her a double.
Who's not drinking that one down there?
She's like, wait, is there refills? Are there free refills? Are there free refills at this place?
I swear to God, I have never laughed this much in one setting. My
she
God.
Said, hold on, wait a minute.
Don't ever do this again.
Don't scratch your fucking temple.
Run that back?
It was and she said,
What y'all say about Martin Luther King?
It wasn't even what was the question. She said, where am I? She had lost all knowledge of where she was.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay, so listen.
She said, bitch, are we still in your house or did we go to a... Where we at?
All right.
Okay, no, seriously. Brittany.
She about to miss her flight.
Okay, so I have to be transparent.
Okay.
There were things that there were things. Jesus, y'all are so funny together. My God, this just works. I love it. Number one podcast in the world. God did. I'll get back on track. I'm sorry. Oh.
Please insert. Please insert.
Do not edit any of this out. We're keeping all of this.
Say it again.
God did.
Insert DJ Khaled clip. Sit down. Answer the question.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious.
So I'm sorry. There were. You got her mic together?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
Okay.
We're good.
There were a lot of red flags before we actually moved in together.
Okay.
And I remember my Virgo friend, Sharika. Hi, Sharika. She was like, I found out like literally a year and a half into like our relationship.
No,
Okay.
You found out a year into your relationship.
Okay. That he, like, I found out about old stuff. So, like, we had made it official in February. I found out in, like, July that you had cheated on me in March. So, it was, like, old shit that I was like, okay.
It was at the beginning.
It was at the beginning.
Got you.
He was like, you know, too good to be true.
Yeah.
You know, I have to put it out there. I can't lie. But, you know, his dad was a cheater.
Okay.
And his mom and dad stayed together. They, you know, just recently split.
Okay.
You know, so you saw that.
Okay.
Like, you saw a woman just, you don't have to just take it back. I'm staying for the kids.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't stay. For my son, I can't stay for you.
Okay.
I got to stay for me.
Yeah.
So, I had known that there were lies leading up to me getting pregnant in August.
Got you.
Why would you, again, my son is just meant to be here.
Yeah.
'Cause I found out in July all of these lies, and I was just finding out all these bitches, you know what I'm saying? Jesus. You know, finding out about all these girls.
While you were pregnant.
No, this is before.
This is before, but I also did find out about bitches when I was pregnant, which I would love to get to, because I FaceTimed a few of them.
Jesus.
And I had never went through anybody's phone, nothing, and I was looking crazy.
You're like, fuck, sorry.
I'm not sorry, because you bitches fucking lied.
No,
And
for sure. They knew
that
he was in a
goes into
relationship.
something else we're going to talk about, which is exactly why I'm so passionate about, bitch, if I know the truth, I'm going to tell the truth. I don't care if it makes me look crazy.
Yeah.
But I knew what I could potentially be signing up for, but I was hoping that, like we were talking about, it was an honest mistake.
It was, yeah.
He's young. He saw it in his household. He's still, you know, it's his first few years in the NBA. Like, it's gonna get better.
This
isn't the best.
This is just a phase.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
you just, I'm just so amazing. It's so
Yeah.
good to be true that you
He's not
just,
gonna fuck this
You had
up.
to just cheat, you know, just in case, get a little big toe in the water, just in case.
Yeah.
So even though our son was planned, I knew going into this, like, this is what it could potentially be. Like, I could be, you know, going to the
Dealing with this
games,
man.
driving the Bentley in the $1.6 million house, but he may be cheating on me. But I just didn't think it would happen again, which is why I was like, I'm cool. To be honest with you, I wanted motherhood. I'm going to be honest. At 28, I was
You're
tired.
ready to start.
Yeah.
You're ready to start
I want to be a mom.
I was tired of, like, showing my ass, twerking, taking beautiful pictures, being so perfect.
Yeah.
I want to just be myself, and I just want to watch movies on Lifetime.
And
I
have
want
my
to chill.
baby.
I want to have a baby. I want to have a family. The white picket fence was always my end goal. It wasn't like, I want to have 20 million followers on Instagram. That was never my end goal.
Yeah.
So I thought, right? And I'm not saying that's my goal now, but it's like, I wanted to really lean into that. Like, honestly, when I was pregnant, I actually debated about deleting my Instagram because I was like, I just want to.
I'm just good with this.
normal.
I wanna be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yes, our son was planned, but I was going into it thinking, okay, I want to have this baby for me. Because we had argued multiple times leading up to, I mean, let's just be clear, like, you can have an abortion up to 20 weeks, I think. And there were times where I was like, where we argued that I'm like, I don't even know how I feel. And that's just me being honest with
Oh,
you.
yeah.
But then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
to make a decision.
Yeah.
Are you having this baby because
Yeah.
you want to, or is it depending on the status of this relationship?
Yeah. Damn.
So when you brought up to him, when you found out about the multiple betrayals,
Yeah.
right? What was that conversation like?
And what made you stay?
Yeah, what made you decide that I'm going to have this baby?
It was just a hope. Was it just a hope, or was he showing actions and telling you, this is not what it is, I'm gonna change?
I feel like he suppresses a lot, like most people do. Like, that's what a narcissist is. It's an emotionally undeveloped person. So it's like they're not able to process and have those types of feelings because they never even learned that, right? So in my mind, it was more like blind hope because I had changed. Like, I had seen how different I was. Like, when I was 23, I was a dumbass bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I knew that he was capable of change because I'm capable of change.
That was your perception.
Yeah, that's what I felt.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
I changed. I grew
so
up.
there was no but did he say,
there was,
I'm
of
sorry,
course.
I'm not going to do that to you again?
Yes.
Okay.
And
that is the problem.
That
is my problem.
That's the problem.
Like, at the end of the day, you're wrong. He's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it because I feel like people will try.
Because
women
he had every opportunity to
men,
say, I am not ready for this.
Women and men will try to say, well, that's why I'm asking these questions. That's why I'm saying, what was your responsibility? Did you have a conversation? Because men and women will try to be like, well, she knew. He's young. And he's a basketball player.
No, I feel like that's like,
no, he is a grown-ass man with a mouth who said, I'm not going to cheat on you again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
he did.
Like,
and so that's a problem.
Like, it kind of makes me, like, just even hearing you guys say that, it does make me emotional because when we were having those fights, like, early on, and it's like I could never imagine, like, my life without my son now, but it's like there were conversations I had where I was like, if you don't want this, we can make this all go away.
Tell me now. Jesus.
So it's like when people
knew the severity of how badly you didn't want to bring a child into this world, into a chaotic situation.
Yeah.
If he knew that,
if he didn't want it, we could have exit stage left any time.
Yeah.
And it's like when I think about what my son has brought to me now, I'm so glad that I chose to keep him for me.
Absolutely.
But it was like I was so into that relationship where I was like, if you want me to get a fucking abortion, I will.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't need to play around.
What do you want?
Because I'm cool with whatever.
Yeah.
And that's like the first time I've ever actually said it like out loud.
Wow.
You know, it's just like, but that's how it was. So it's like trapped.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
How?
Yeah. That is why I love platforms where you can go and speak your truth. I've always been an advocate for Brittany Renner. Always, but I don't know if I'm like
even in conversations with us because there's some things that I've seen.
She's
where
like,
I'm
well, what about this?
I don't
what about
like.
This? I was like,
I don't like certain things about the delivery. I'm a delivery person. I am all about the why. Like if you're trying to get a message across, you're more concerned about getting the message across than how you get the message across.
Yeah.
For me, that is, and so there have been some things where I'm like, well, why would she do it that way?
Yeah.
If you're trying to get this type of message, why are you going about it
we've
that way?
Had dialogue
we've had dialogue
about it.
about
maybe
it.
I'm.
Well,
what's
like,
the word?
An example
not
of
biased,
so
because I know you personally.
Okay.
So I'm like,
the viral tweet that went viral where you hide your sons.
That was the one.
So I was like, well, why?
Or bring them.
She's like, I mean that.
Still didn't delete it.
No, but
up there.
But I'm saying I guess my argument is that if you're going to be able to put something out there like that, you're going to have to accept the fact that people are going to see you as a certain way because perception is reality. Whether it is your reality, it's someone's reality.
Sometimes,
whatever you put it out.
Yeah.
And you were fine. And so for me, I'm like, I'm more about what is your message and what is the why.
Yeah.
Not how do you want to get the message across. But I started to do some more research.
Digging deeper.
I started looking at more.
I'm like, watch this interview. Watch this interview. What do you think about this one? What do you think about the Cam Newton? Like we have dialogue about you
because I want to.
I know
because I want to know. I want to know the why of a person. I want to know. I don't care about what is put out in social media.
Yeah,
I want to know to the root of who you are. What is your message? And that's why I'm asking these specific questions because I don't want to be a person that sees from the outside. Okay, well, Brittany, you're 6 years older than him, right? He's young. He's a basketball player. Why did you have a baby with a man that's cheat? But now I get to ask the question: Did you say something to him? And did he say, "Okay, I'm not gonna cheat. I'm sorry, I was wrong," or whatever?
And every single hour y'all were together, every single minute, every single intimate conversation.
We're not gonna know that. We're not gonna know that.
And I hate that. Like people, I mean, I went through the whole cancellation, whatever the fuck shit.
The best people get canceled.
Literally. Or you know, like, I get it. Like, people trying to walk in their truth or have to be a certain way. People still want me to do the fuckboy video when they see me in the airport. Hey, babe, remember the fuckboy rant? I'm like, baby, that was 2016. Like, I get it. I still have to kind of be that person and lean into that to get y'all to my message now. Like, I have to give y'all a little bit of the even though that's not fully who I am 100% anymore. But it's still a part of me.
The more I listened to her interviews, though, I really did hear a woman that wanted truth,
love, happiness, honesty.
And I feel like you are a person who I know you don't care what people think about you to an extent, but I think you do care.
If I didn't care, I would be a sociopath and a serial killer.
And I'm like, but I think you are a person that wants your heart to be seen, and I think we all ultimately want that. And I feel like when you are on these platforms, it's more about who you were or what you did, but I'm more interested in who you are. Who are you? And what do you want? Like, what do you want? What do you want people to feel from you? What do you want to leave this world with people like
knowing about Brittany Renner?
Who is Brittany
Renner in your messaging?
Not who is Bundle. What is
Bundle of Brittany? Or who is she fucking? Or who is her? Or
because I feel, and I told this to B, and I was patting her on the back because I said, what I love about B is that she's not attached to any man, right? It's like her celebrity, her status. She's not attached to any man. It's all on her own, what she did, her own accolades.
She puts them on.
And I believe that everybody, I believe that every woman has that right, whether you are attached to a man or not. And I don't give a damn how many men you are attached to. You still have a story outside of all the niggas that you've ever
been with,
talked to, fucked with, anything. You have a story, and you have a purpose
and a message.
Yes, and I want to know that. Like, I don't give a fuck about the other shit. I think it's a part of who you are. It's a part of your story, but that's not your story.
Right.
And it's not all of you. It's a part of you.
So if somebody had to say, who is Brittany Renner and what is her story? Like, what do you want people to see in you?
Yeah.
Like, when I look at you, what do you want me to see? Does that make sense?
It does. And I feel like
I feel like
we could look at the same thing and see different things.
Yeah. But what do you want me to see? Like, when people see you, what do you feel like you want? If you had to choose, like, out of all these things, I at least want people to walk away knowing this about me. What would that be?
That I've always been pure at heart. Like, I'm a simple gal from Mississippi. I really have never even thought I could be in this position from coming from someplace so small. And I feel like no matter, even though I've been through a lot, like, my heart has remained the same.
Yeah.
And that's something that I said in the Cam interview too, is like, my heart has stayed the same. And whether people see my heart or not, that's not for me to, like, control. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you.
Yeah.
So you're only going to see me depending
however
on
you see,
wherever your level of awareness is. Like, I can look at you guys and hear myself in you. You know what I mean? Because that's just how in tune I am with myself, where it's like, it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's not coming from a place of, like, oh my God, I can't fucking relate to her because whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like I would just want people to see what my heart is about, which has always been pure. And even, like, all those guys and people try to make it seem like you're relevant because of guys you've been attached to. It's like, not really, though. Like, they really were just, like, kind of like a part of my story, like a little, like, passing by. But who I am as an entity, it's still here 10 years later because of me, not because of who I dated. There are plenty of people, like, even the bitch with the Julia Fox with Kanye West. We don't give a fuck about her. We didn't give a fuck about her before. We're not gonna give a fuck about her now.
It's like next.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I have a very powerful message. I shake shit up. I make people feel things.
Maybe when I see you, I see somebody who walks in their truth, somebody who knows who they are, somebody who is constantly trying to grow. And maybe I see those things because that's
you
who
see them in
I
you.
am.
You can only see in me what you really see in
yourself.
yourself.
It's a reflection.
I see it.
And for me, when I see her, I see a person who not desperately, but who wants to be loved for them,
for who they are.
And I relate to that so badly, because I am a person who feels and thinks very deeply on a lot of things and feel very misunderstood 99.9% of my life. Like, I feel like people, the good parts of me, the parts that make people comfortable, they embrace so much. And then the parts of me that challenges people or makes them uncomfortable or makes them confront even their own shit is the part of me that is rejected. But that is the part of me that is so
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Not even, but that's the part of me that that is most important to me.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's sensitive.
You know what I mean?
It makes you different. It has depth.
And when I see you and I listen to you, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel a person who wants to be loved and who deserves to be loved and wants to be seen for them and not all the other shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But all the other shit has to be considered.
It's a part
and
of
that's
you.
a part
Yeah.
of you. And
And
you
it
want
is.
to be that to be accepted too.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like now I don't really judge that villain part of me because it very much exists in me as well. Like I do have a very dark sense of humor. I mean, hide your sons. Like, why?
Why would you say that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what happens when
Yeah.
I do
But
it. You know
guess
what I mean?
what?
It's
If
like,
she would have said that a decade ago, it wouldn't have been an issue.
but
It really wouldn't.
It wouldn't.
It would have
and
been
then-
some Bernie Mac, Dave Chappelle, goofy, ha 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 shit. But now the climate we're in, it's just very sensitive. I can't
is.
say certain
And-
shit I said 10 years ago.
And she's a woman.
And absolutely.
Come on.
And I think the
I'm sorry, that's
biggest
just
thing
it.
for
She's
me
a
with
woman.
even just that, because we're obviously referencing the hide your sons tweet, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that I got on live and I boo fucking hooed, which I don't do that. Bitch, I'm gonna write a book about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
boo hoo live. That's just not me. That's just not my personality.
Yeah.
I like to be a little bit more strategic if I am going to share.
If I'm going to share, let me
Make
make
a
some
bag.
coin.
monetize,
make a bag.
okay?
I'm gonna make a bag.
Make a bag.
And outside of money, because it's even bigger than money,
Of
I'm gonna
course.
do it on my time.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I
going to
feel
tell
like
my
for me,
truth on my time. Yeah.
me saying hide your sons, y'all were already saying that. In your mind, y'all are already saying, oh my God, I gotta watch my son around her. She's, whatever. So it's like me kind of like leaning into that. I feel like it was more fun to just kind of see how people would react too. So I don't know. I just think like I had no desire to explain who I am. Because again, being misunderstood, it doesn't matter what you fucking say.
It doesn't. It
You're a piece
doesn't
of
matter.
shit.
Yep.
It
You're a
doesn't.
gold digging ass
Yep.
whore. You're
Yep.
all you are is an Instagram thought. You have no fucking talent. That's all. That's what a lot of people say about me and remind me in my comments every day.
Every day. Yep.
So okay, so why
Is
would I
any
sit
part
here?
of that bother you?
It's triggering because I feel like a bad girl. Like I actually references is in my book. I remember when I got my car moved to yellow because I was being too talkative. I literally remember this like it was yesterday. And we get a treat every Friday if we stayed on
This
green.
is in school?
Literally in kindergarten.
Yeah, they still do that.
Yeah, so it's
They
like
still
I
do that.
remember being
Wow.
a bad girl. And I felt for a long time because of the pictures I posted, because of the men I was linked to. Again, I didn't ask to be photographed when I'm at the movie theaters with this basketball player. I didn't ask to be, I didn't ask for that.
Like, I like this nigga.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's like one of the biggest things where I realized like TMZ had ran a story because we got to just call things by their proper names and give the source. Because I'm not gonna be like this one blog.
No,
Yeah.
TMZ.
We're gonna go, TMZ.
TMZ.
What's up?
When
Yeah.
when I had first kind of
Nigga.
joined
Hey, I don't like
Instagram,
them.
when I joined Instagram and I was linked to Colin Kaepernick, and they had put out a story about, Brittany Renner claimed she was preggers by Colin Kaepernick, and they had photoshopped my I don't know if it was TMZ or whoever, but somebody out there photoshopped my caption to say preggers instead of perfection, which I had put. And so at that moment, I'm talking about in 2014, I saw them running with this story that I allegedly claimed that I was pregnant, which the picture was still on my page. Like any person could have gone and fact checked that. That never happened. At that moment, at 22 years old,
You were like, oh, okay.
I realized, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a villain in this.
Regardless.
Yeah, no matter what I
Regardless.
do. Because at that time, I was fresh out of a 4-year relationship. Technically, like, never fucked anyone in the industry, so should be seen like a good girl, right? Right? So why the fuck am I being painted as this villain? Why? Still nobody has the answer, right? And you don't get to decide.
You don't.
But you do get to decide now how you
How you
do-
react
how
to
you
it.
maneuver.
How you maneuver. So
How
I
you
will say
maneuver.
that, like, being a villain, being the Joker, I've always been drawn to villains and like Maleficent and all that dark shit. So that is definitely a part of me. So it's easy to lean into that. But no, like there's so much more to Maleficent than just the big wings and the horns that everyone fears when she
Yeah.
walks into
So
town.
do you feel like you're in a place right now where you're trying to find that balance between leaning into the Maleficent, the more darker role, and being more of, to your core, hey, I'm actually just a woman that wants to be loved.
Yeah.
And
I would say
Seen.
now, like, right after that breakup with my baby daddy, like, that dark part was something I denied and suppressed. So that's why I was like, you know what? I've never actually been honest with myself and like acknowledged that part, so I'm gonna lean into it. So now that when I saw how much spiraled because of it, I'm like, you know, people would actually probably like me if I just was myself.
Yeah.
So when I did
No matter where I am.
No matter what.
I was like, I would rather, because you guys are calling me a predator or Shelly, that like I was like a pedophile trying to seek, again, you and your husband are 6 years apart, which I love. Irony. It's really spectacular. It's like, that wasn't predatory of him just because there's an age gap. You know what I mean?
And I'm sorry, and this could be a whole nother, maybe there needs to be a part 2.
Yeah, part 2.
But
we might have to do a part 2.
What really fucking pisses me off is that.
Yeah.
Now, that part of how they come for her, I do not like that.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of men who are older, like you said, like the Diddy's and the Futures and whoever. I'm not just singling them out because there are a lot of men.
Yeah,
there are a lot of men who are not, there are a lot of white men.
Scott Disick.
You're like, name of another one.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of men, white, black, entertainer, not entertainer,
right.
corporate, it doesn't matter, who seek out younger women
of course, because
they're
can
more
manipulate
impressionable, and that is
impression
okay in society. But a woman seeking
a
out
predator.
young, that
wild.
to me
I felt
is
like
wild.
that was a really heavy title because I feel like that's like one of the worst things that you
Yeah,
can
and
be.
you have a
100%.
son,
Right.
and you have
Absolutely.
a son.
100%.
Absolutely.
You're
Like
mom.
that is not okay.
Yeah.
That now that will piss me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
you know how I am.
About
Now I'm
kids.
getting pissed.
I know. Okay.
No, and so
No, for real, because that pisses me off.
When it
no,
comes
and
to
so
kids,
that's
yeah.
why
I don't like that.
I had to experience that and go through like leaning into that and embracing that part of me. I was like, I want to suppress it. That's not who I am. I'm Aurora. I'm both. And now that I realize I can be both, I just am like, I'm going to just be myself now. I don't have to pretend to be a villain.
Yeah.
Me just speaking my truth, it may categorize me as a villain.
As a villain.
But that's okay.
That's okay.
Like me, dislike me because of who I am, not because I'm like, have dark humor, going through postpartum, trying to like combat the internet, trying to defeat the internet. Like, dislike me because of who I actually am, not who I'm like.
Who I'm
this
portrayed to be.
facade.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm not.
But do
just
you
that.
do you think that society even knows the difference? Do you know what I'm saying?
No, that's
like,
why it's
so
so
easy
easy
to
to
like
trick
social
them.
media is a like for example, I've known
It's
her
a
for
joke.
20 years.
It's a joke.
Right? This has been my best friend for 20 years.
Yeah.
12.
So I know her.
Since we were 12, not 12 years.
I know this, like I know her, you right? And B.Simone and Braylon can be different people. You know what I mean? And B.Simone is a job. She has to be B.Simone,
I
right?
have to entertain you.
She has to entertain people, right? So like sometimes when she goes on her close friends, that's her job. Sometimes
Yeah.
she's tired. She don't want to do story time all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's her job. So do you think that it's a fair assessment for for society or social media to know the difference when they don't have access to you?
No,
or
I
do
don't
you
blame
think it's
them.
your job to
No.
show both?
No, I don't. It's not my job to show
It's
both.
not.
I mean,
I don't
I'm
think
gonna.
it's our job to show both.
It's not. I want to share Brittany Renner with who I want to share with. Now, if I want to share a transparent reel where I'm talking about something and I'm being Brittany Renner, that's one thing. But I do not feel like how people view me is unfair. That's the thing. Like that every
So you're cool with it.
I'm
you're like,
okay,
whatever you
because,
think is what
again,
you think.
we talk. You were talking about perceptions, reality. I do not think that. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if again you want to perceive that I'm this, that, and the third, that's okay. I'm not here to fight you on that.
Yeah.
Because if I don't show you anything else,
That's
what
all
else
you're
you got
gonna
to
know.
go off of?
Yeah.
You could say she's loud, obnoxious, she hates
Yep.
men. Okay.
I think your perception is your reality. I'm not saying
Yeah.
perception is truth.
Yeah.
I think whatever you perceive is your
your
reality.
reality. That doesn't
but
make it true.
That doesn't make it true.
Yeah.
And I'm big
Yeah.
on truth. I'm
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
on. And I guess I asked this question because this is my first introduction into the limelight, the
forefront.
the forefront. I'm usually behind the scenes where I like to be, but and I've seen that people are asking for more things of me. Well, I want to know more about your relationship. I want to know more about your marriage, and they want to know. And for me, I don't feel like owe anybody that.
You don't. And I relate to you on that level. And I feel like that's why I'm always like, okay, well, watch this interview. Like, tell me what you think about this one. Nah, for real, I'll be texting her. She cool. Like I relate to you on that level. Because I'm like, y'all see me like, fuck boys, fuck. And I'm at home like, yeah, I'm quiet. I'm tired.
But is that living in your truth?
But yes, because that is a part of me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just not me all the time.
Right.
But if that's all y'all see, of course, B.Simone is loud. B.Simone is ghetto. She got the long nails.
Okay,
she's this,
but
she's that.
I'm going to go back to something you said just recently on social media. You said why about the Cam Newton thing, because there was a guy, I forget his name, that tweeted.
It was some random.
I have to pee so bad.
Do you need to go pee? Hurry.
How long are we? 6 hours and 42
It's
minutes?
It's 4 o'clock.
43 minutes?
6 hours and 42 minutes. An hour and 40.
Oh, okay, wow.
What time is her flight?
We would always push it back.
Yeah, if we have to.
Okay. I think my flight's at 5:45.
If we have to push it back, we can, or we can get you a hotel and we can.
Okay,
you can
that's
stay.
cool. That's
it's
fine.
totally up to you.
That's fine. I'm open.
I don't mind doing either way.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fine on time. We'll just like.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you guys still want to do the second episode?
If we have time, yeah. Or we do part 2. We make this part 2. Do you know
I can
what
always
mean?
change outfits as well.
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah.
We can do part 1, part 2. I don't mind doing that.
Do we have?
Because we can get into mental health stuff with Brittany.
No, yeah. I literally have a second outfit I can change into. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to do the
I don't mind.
Yeah,
I mean,
y'all
it's
just let me know
I
what
just
y'all
feel
need
like if I want to get whatever, and 2, for Brittany, I want her to get whatever she wants to get out of this as well.
I appreciate.
Okay, so
You said so that brings you to what?
yeah, there was a tweet because recently you just went viral. Brittany's always going viral.
Teach me.
Brittany's always.
You always go. I just saw y'all on the shade room.
Oh, we didn't even talk about. Okay,
We'll talk
let's
about
about it.
But so there was some Cam Newton, which we talked about earlier, but then there was somebody who tweeted, and I'm gonna quote the tweet.
I don't know if I've ever heard this.
From J Tuck.
Never heard of him.
Okay,
Wow.
Cam Newton
Who is
basically
J-Tuck?
said he prefers an Aisha Curry or a Savannah James over a Brittany Renner, and all y'all heard was cooking.
That was a random user on
Okay,
Twitter.
so that was
Okay.
okay.
Let's just mute
I was like,
his
I
name.
think J-Tech, never heard of him.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
who's
you quoted
J-Tech?
his tweet.
Okay, so was he correct in saying that?
Well, I don't understand the context. Can somebody explain to me what he's saying?
Because we talked about it earlier. Cam Newton basically was like, you don't know when to shut up and
I
look
sure
cute.
don't.
yeah,
Shut me up.
100%. 100%.
And so Brittany went on and she was on her IG and she, basically said, well, just because bitches like to suck dick and put a smile on, don't mean that, I'm any less than or whatever just because they pretend to be happy and they're not.
Got you.
So my question is this. If the same sentiment stands, and because you said something like, why do you have to shove that down our throat that you're happy, but you're not really happy, right? Mm-hmm. Why would I have to accept B.Simone or Bundles of Brittany if that's not the real you?
But I feel like mine is the real me.
But what if that is the real them?
Oh,
What if they are?
Then she's not talking to them.
Well,
then
but-
she's not talking about them.
Two questions. One, do you think Savannah James and Aisha Curry just sucked dick and put a smile on their face? To be like, was he right in comparison saying that you
But
were?
did you say?
She didn't say those names.
No,
Yeah,
someone
she
just
didn't say that.
randomly.
That guy just
Yeah,
randomly
brought
said
me
that.
Just for
into it.
context, she didn't say.
She didn't
Savannah
say anything
and-
about
I-
Savannah James.
I don't know what they do,
Okay.
Yeah.
but
I think she's just saying in general. If you are not,
Don't try to clean it up. No, let her see
she didn't
herself.
say their names.
Okay,
Let
let
her
her.
fucking J Tuck
I
causing all this ruckus.
never hit their buzzer, just like they ain't never hit mine.
Right.
But y'all put us all on the same tweet.
That's what I'm saying. So
And all
that,
I said, generally speaking, was some bitches can suck a dick and shut up.
Yeah.
And that marriage is a business for most people. And again, and then I also said in the tweet as well, let's not talk about relationships we have no insight on.
Yes.
You don't know.
Because you don't fucking
you
know
don't
them.
know.
So stop making these women the standard.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what they go through.
Yeah.
And if they're not talking about it, all we can do is speculate.
All we
and
can
to
do
me,
is
I hate when people do that because that's all people have done with me.
like, I want to be this. I want to be this. I want to be that.
So to be clear, you weren't coming for Savannah James, nor were you coming for Aisha
they were just
Curry.
in the line of fire because
somebody person brought them
on
in.
Twitter. But honestly, I went out of my way to say that because, again, I get random tweets from random people all the time. But I was like, the fact that you just put me in this, I want to go ahead and speak on this because I know plenty of women personally that are just like
100%.
That are like, I'm just gonna be the girlfriend. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna suck a dick.
And they're miserable.
Again, like I said, that has nothing to do with Aisha or Savannah.
Yes.
But I personally know women who suck a dick and shut up.
Yeah.
So again, when there are higher stakes, all you can do is, assume what's going on. But there's plenty of stories in the, where you're just like,
damn.
I'm gonna be honest.
What?
Because I feel like if we were men,
hold on. Bitch, it's only the fourth episode.
I feel like if we were men don't care to be cautious about what they say.
They sure don't.
Men don't care to expose. Like, I just don't. I don't.
So and I say it, bitch.
I'm not going. Well, let me say it.
What you gonna say?
There are a lot of men that I have learned that I perceive to be like, oh, I really adore their relationship. I love what I see online. And come to find out they're whole cheaters.
You a liar. You a cheater.
Like big cheaters.
But also, you don't know.
And I'm not coming for their wives because I don't know what they signed up for and what they don't sign up for.
Their agreement is.
I'm not talking about their wives or their women.
Or they may have a discussion like, hey, you going to, all right, see you tomorrow.
But I will say this. There was a man.
Okay.
There was a friend of a friend of a there was a friend of a friend.
Okay. What are you talking about, bitch? Don't put me in it because I don't know nothing.
You told me.
Oh.
She in it.
She in it. She told me.
Yeah, you told her.
A homegirl of yours said that she overheard a high, what do they call it?
High caliber
man.
Yeah.
High
value.
Low quality.
High value, no core value.
Yeah. Like
low
quality man. And he said, I am too much of a high valued man, high quality man to be with one woman.
Yep.
She heard him say that.
Yep.
And I know that if I were to say the name of the person who said this, people would be mind blown. People would be
mind blown.
Not mind blown.
No, they would.
No, they wouldn't.
Because you went on public
because
TV.
This nigga also got, never mind.
And then apologized for it. And said, I would never do it again. And did it again.
And did it again. And still does it. But I just would be, they would be sad to hear that person. Because there were a few men that I found out that I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And that sucks. And so to that point, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
If I'm lying, then check me.
Period.
If I'm lying, then bitch, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why you're not married. Do that. I want to see you do it. I want to see you say it with your chest, though. Because at the end of the day, there may not be public sources where we can directly link shit. But, bitch, you motherfucking know.
Yeah.
These bitches motherfucking know what their men are doing.
Yep.
And whatever y'all accept, that's on you.
Yeah, that's
but
on
don't
you.
sit here and be like, oh, my God, these Instagram thoughts are these whores that are married. Don't do that.
I think that's why I felt
Don't
bad
do
that
that.
Aisha and Savannah got pulled into it because they are not those women that I've ever seen that publicly are like fucking girls and da-da-da-da. Yeah. So I felt bad that they got pulled into some shit that they didn't have.
Who is J Tuck?
It's a random user. I just swear I was just going through my mentions and I'm like, okay, I'm choosing violence today.
But that is a thing. Yeah. Like Drake has talked about Aisha.
Yeah.
How am I gonna wife you? You ain't Aisha.
And
you know what I'm saying? So they
are. And guess what? At the end of the day,
no. What was you about to say?
Is Drake a Steph?
Ooh. All right, thank y'all so much for tuning in.
We would like to remain in the top 20 of.
But I'm saying,
perception? No.
Okay. So
if we're perception,
so stop fucking talking about how women should be whatever standard. Because again, you don't know what the fuck that bitch may be getting. Whatever she's getting.
I was gonna say, just like Drake said, are you a Aisha? We don't know who Aisha really is.
We don't know her. And guess what? Because their marriage is so big, I can go out and say, because their marriage is so big, we'll never fucking know.
We'll never know.
Because it makes too much motherfucking money to be the perfect little
let's keep it a buck. The only reason why we knew Beyonce and Jay-Z were having issues is because that fucking elevator tape.
Yeah,
we didn't fucking know what was going on.
Y'all want to turn right? Because let's speak on that. Because y'all want to turn around. You want to make Lemonade. You want to make 444. At the end of the day, it's only because we got a glimpse
of what was going on.
Y'all are so happy. Y'all are.
I don't know. How? Go back and listen to some of Beyonce's music, baby. Because B-Day, she wasn't his happiest. She said irreplaceable.
Absolutely.
She said freakum dress. Your man is acting up. Go put that freakum dress on. Yep. She was going through some shit too.
Yep. So tell the truth. That's my biggest thing. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Why you stay then? I want to know.
And it doesn't mean that you're a weaker woman. We were just having this conversation upstairs. It doesn't mean you're a weaker woman that you stay.
And guess what? If Aisha and Savannah, we don't know. These names just came up because of Twitter. Savannah, I love you. You follow me.
We like Savannah.
I love Savannah.
And I don't know Aisha,
but if they
I
are
like
going
Savannah.
through this, guess what? They don't have to speak on it. If they fucking know. If I know who my husband is and I'm happy, whatever.
Again,
whatever.
Your prerogative.
Because we don't know what they're going through and what their truth is.
That's what society does.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's my point.
When I replied to my tweet, that was my intention. To be like, okay, well, let's not do this hierarchy thing where there's a woman that's greater than, and
100%.
You know what I mean? Let's
100%.
not do that, because if we're going off of character and going off of strength, and that's how you're judging the quality of a woman, would you consider a woman who just sucks a dick and shuts up? Is that a person who should be here?
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
And again, the difference that you try to say is like, I don't know when to shut up. I'm assuming just of what Cam was talking about.
said,
I don't know how to shut up. And Cam never said my name.
Yeah.
I love Cam. I was disappointed by his comments. Absolutely. And I wanted,
because I feel like you guys had a good conversation.
We had a great dialogue.
Yeah.
And honestly, out of all the podcasts that I've sat on that are male dominated, I felt like he was able to listen the best.
Good.
Okay? So now do I agree with some of his ideologies? Fuck no.
Fine.
Which is fine. Which
We
again,
just need to have
it
the
works for him.
conversation. Yep.
And because it allows people to see, okay, there's different perspectives. What do I think?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
But he showed his ass with that comment.
No,
that showed me
it
exactly the type of man that you are.
Here, my question to Cam would be, which I've asked him also personally as well, so it's not a secret, is if your parents are married for 30 years, right? They're monogamous, they're happy. What did they teach you?
Because where you at?
What did they teach you? What did you learn from them?
Yeah. Yeah.
We would love to know. Again,
and I'm pretty sure your mom is not in a successful marriage because she knew how to shut the fuck up and cook.
Right.
It takes more than shutting
that.
shutting up and cooking. It takes more to be a wife than to shut up and cook and suck a dick. It takes
and guess
more.
what? Don't tell me to cook if you don't own a toolbox.
Ooh.
If you can't build the fucking desk that I just bought from IKEA, but you want me to cook a meal, but you don't have a wrench.
You gotta call a plumber.
You gotta call a fucking plumber.
You take the car to a mechanic.
You want to be old school.
Wow.
Who said that? Takara, my girl Takara, the comedian. I saw that on Instagram. You want to be old school. You want me to cook. Go fix the toilet, nigga.
Yeah, why are we calling a mechanic?
Hey.
Why am I calling a plumber?
Let's be right.
If you want to be old school, change the oil. Why am I at Auto Shop?
Auto Shop.
Why are you not doing it?
Fucking AutoZone.
Yeah.
Why aren't you fixing the car?
Yeah.
Since you want to be old school, nigga, go out there and build something.
There's a leak. Why are you not patching it?
Yeah, we want to know.
I'm just saying.
Because you don't know.
And even in that, women have to. Men, you got to give your man something.
Plunging my shit. I'm in the bathroom plunging, and the chicken is on the chicken.
I can't do it all.
I'm in here plunging. Oh no, shut up! The chicken is frying. I'm doing all this.
You don't even eat chicken.
And you cheating.
You got the audacity.
I'm in there building the bed.
Trying to find an E screw.
I'm in there looking at instructions, asking if there's a screwdriver. I've been doing this all day. And you want me to cook something? Boy, if you don't get that shit out the toilet, I took a milk pill.
Never mind, but it's clogged. It ain't got anything to do with you. But that is real. Women, we have to do so much. We have to keep ourselves up, look good, be cool, have good taste in music, have whatever. Know how to
wax our mustache,
wax our vaginas, our buttholes, our buttholes.
The butthole doesn't hurt, but them lips.
The lips are ridiculous. The top part of the lip,
sweetie.
It's that.
I leave the strip.
So,
okay,
what responsibility do men have to keep
what
us?
do y'all do at this
That's
point?
what I'm saying, and I feel like that is where we are. I feel like even as a person who's married, taking my experience into consideration and taking what I see from my friends, what I see from other people, are we at a point where we need men? Yes, to procreate, but outside of that, honestly,
I just want a healthy man.
because I can fight. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can fight and I know how to shoot guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Good,
and
yeah.
if you are going to neglect my mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, and I've learned how to do that on my own. I've learned now at 32 years old, I know how to make myself happy.
Yeah.
Right? I know who to call if I need to get my car fixed. I know who to call if I need to get my taxes done. I know who to call if something happens with my house, right? I know who to call to get those things. Do I need a man?
Not if he's not here. You got to be
I think,
elevated.
like,
Or do women, I'm going to make it general. I'm not
Okay.
talking about me, but I'm just saying, in general, do we need men? Outside of procreating, I'm not talking about having a child, because obviously, but do we need them?
If you bring value.
I think like what we were talking about in the very beginning of this, where you were saying if it robs you of your peace. So it's like, I think naturally we all want companionship, whether that's male or female,
Right.
Romantic or friendly. You know, I
Right.
feel like there is, it's just like it's like I try to flip it and I think about do men need women? And although there are certain areas I feel like both sides probably fall short in, it's like it depends on what you want.
Yeah.
If we need them or not. I mean, but I feel like as far as survival goes, probably not. If we're going up based on that.
Survival.
No.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
If we took all men, right? If we decided to have the ultimate battle of the sexes, we took all women.
Okay.
We took all men. Who's gonna survive? Men or women? Honestly, who's gonna survive? I don't know, because there's cattiness. There's shit about women where we're like,
where we fall,
we fall short.
Yeah.
There's some shit where we ain't
But
the
y'all
best.
over there arguing, and they done built three rooms.
They didn't figure out how to make the money. Y'all still trying to figure out who's the pitcher,
Right.
who's on the flyer,
Right.
and they have already
Right.
made millions.
You're arguing about who's in the forefront.
So there are things with
Yeah.
women too, but I'm saying as a species, do we survive or do they survive without each other?
What do y'all think? Put it in the comments.
I really feel like we do need each other. Like taking away of like, okay, I can survive, I can do this, I can do that. I really do feel like we are so much stronger together.
Yes.
Of
But
course,
the
of course.
the problem I feel like
Even
we're
platonic
having,
relationships.
yes, I feel like the problem that we're having is that men want us to like suck a dick and
Yeah.
shut up, and that's not even where our power is.
At all.
Yes.
Like, 'cause we're really here. So I
Yes.
think the answer is we do need each other.
If you work
But
in your power and I work in my power,
we're even more
and
powerful. Hello.
We're
But
powerful.
If I'm elevating, working
You're
here,
pushing me down
and
here.
You're here. We can't even.
You can't get
do
the
this.
best out of me.
Yes.
So that's why it's like,
Yes.
if we're talking about just blanket statements, survival needs, can we do it on our own? Yes, we can. But we are even better together, and I feel like we do need each other. And that's like where this disconnect is, where it's like, we don't need women, we don't need men, fuck everyone.
Yeah.
But then we're looking like, but I really want one.
But I really want.
So
Yeah. you know,
and I'll ask this question and we can continue in part 2.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
is being a bad bitch a symptom of fuck niggas?
No.
Like, think about the Jasmine Sullivan song with her, right?
You love that song.
Girls like, what? It's the most relatable song I've ever heard in my life.
But being a bad bitch.
She said, y'all niggas be making us sad. That's my favorite part of the song. Y'all niggas be making us sad. Because this is true. Y'all make us sad.
Angry, sad.
You make us sad at the end of the day. Heartbroken.
Yeah, heartbroken.
Like, I can act mad all I want. At the end of the day, you
sad.
broke my heart.
Yeah.
You made
Yeah.
me sad.
Sad.
And so the only way I know how to deal with that is to go upside your head.
Yeah. Out of anger.
Like, I've never had the thought of killing somebody until I got like married. Like, it pulls things out of you. You're like, I will kill you.
Yeah.
But is that a symptom of just being brokenhearted? like this idea now that we have to be bad bitches and we gotta have our own shit and fuck these niggas and da-da-da. Is that a symptom of being heartbroken?
I don't say fuck niggas. I do not.
I want to hear your answer, and I want to give mine because my answer is actually different from yours.
Okay, I don't think so. I think I had a bad bitch mentality before I was even heartbroken. I think that being a bad bitch is just drive, ambition, hustle, hunger for more, like walking in her power, walking in her sexiness, walking in her femininity. And I also don't think being a bad bitch makes you a good woman. I think there's a difference.
That part.
So, I feel like I'm both. I feel like I can be this boss bitch and whatever, but I also think I am a good woman. I have my gentle side. I have my side where I can be submissive to the right person. I have, being a bad bitch is not, to me, what did you say? What was your question? What of that?
Symptom
fuck
niggas.
To fuck niggas. No, because I don't walk in, fuck niggas, get money. Every nigga. No, I don't believe that. I have my, whoever thinks it's real or not, I have my belief. Romance still exists. Love still exists. Every man is not a bad man. There are good men out there. I don't say fuck niggas. All niggas ain't shit. The niggas I fucked with in the past weren't shit. But I believe there is a nigga out there who is the shit for me. But being a bad bitch does not make you a good woman. So that is my perspective.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Like, I love the way that you even articulated that too. I think for me, from a different perspective of that is, I've had this drive, I've had this ambition, that's fine. But I think a part of the over independence, being overly independent, that is a symptom of
I don't need nobody.
I don't need anybody because when I needed somebody or I wanted a shoulder to cry on, you didn't pull through. And so it hurt so much to where I had to be my own shoulder. So that's why I think your question, it's like multifaceted because I agree with actually everything she said where I'm like, I actually don't want to say anything. But I know for me that hard exterior and
because it can be both.
That came from, I'm sad that I can't lean on anybody, that I have to be my own best friend. I have to be my own husband,
And that started with you, and I'll say even with me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have my dad in my life present as much as he, and for me, you know how I feel about this. As parents, you are the foundation of what love looks like for your children. That is how you base love. For me, that's my belief. Like, how you love your kid is how they will see love and how they duplicate that and how they receive that. And so for me and my dad are very tight now. Like I talk to my parents every single day. Like me and my parents are tight, and they're not together anymore, but I have great relationships with my parents. But there was a time where I didn't talk to my dad. And there was a time where I didn't have that relationship. And so 32-year-old Megan now looks back on 20-year-old Megan, 19-year-old Megan, and saw how I so badly wanted the acceptance of a man. I needed to know that a man loved me past my flaws, past my insecurities, past my shit, and just loved me. And I was enough. And I needed to be enough for a man because I wasn't enough for my father. I felt like I wasn't totally enough for him. And because why wouldn't you be here? Why wouldn't you? You down the street. My dad lived down the street. When I say down the street, I'm not talking about down the street. I'm talking about like literally a corner. Same neighborhood. His girlfriend lived there. And I didn't talk to my dad for a year. Why was I not enough? I was down the street. It wasn't convenience. I was down the street. You know what I'm saying? So it fucks with you mentally of not being enough. And I so badly wanted to be enough for a man. And so that foundation set the precedent of how I was going to go forward in relationships. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And so
I relate to that.
So it makes you feel like once you don't get those things after so long,
fuck this shit.
Fuck it. And now because my dad was like that, maybe 2 or 3 other niggas I fuck with like that. Niggas ain't shit.
Right.
Because at some point in time, my dad wasn't shit. He's the shit now. My dad is the shit. What?
Hey,
my dad?
I love
like
him.
This. That's my guy. That's my dog, my guy. Right? But at one point in time, he wasn't a shit nigga. I mean, this nigga wasn't doing nothing. For his children. Right? And so then once you have that, and then you have other niggas in your life that resemble that, you develop this perception that niggas ain't shit.
But it's just the niggas.
You see what I'm saying? So then it's like, well, now this man didn't show up for me emotionally, spiritually, mentally. This nigga didn't do it. This nigga didn't do it. And that nigga didn't do it. So now I got to do it myself. And so now I have this thing of like, I don't need that from you.
And really,
So
that's
then,
all.
do I
that's all
need
we
you?
want.
If I
Yeah.
make my own money,
If it's this, I don't need it.
that's what I'm saying. So it's
Yeah.
like, do I need you?
Yes, if it's this. If it's this, I don't need it. But if it's this, I would love to have that.
But it's not a need. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it's this, I have
Yeah.
it. Great.
100%.
But I don't need it from you.
100%.
And I think that there is a healthy balance between
Yeah.
that, because you do. I don't want to be in a relationship where someone doesn't feel like they're needed or wanted,
Mm-hmm,
right? But at the same time, you have to be in a place, and I will say this as a person who's been married for 12 years, if you ain't ready to be alone and you ain't ready to be happy on your own, don't think getting married is going to do that for you, because it's not.
Any person, a relationship, a marriage,
It's just
a
not.
boyfriend, a girlfriend,
It's going to highlight everything that
job.
you feared. Everything that you could ever fear is going to be presented to you in a marriage in one way or another. It's going to come up. It's going to be presented to you. And you're going to have to be faced with the choice of what you're going to do with that, because it's going to come. Marriage doesn't fix shit. It highlights everything. It magnifies everything. It doesn't fix anything. It's not a fixer. So if you're like, oh, if he just puts a ring on my finger, no. It's going to make it worse. It doesn't make it better. You're going to have to deal with this shit for the rest of your life. At least while you're dating, you have the option to leave.
Right.
And you have the option to leave in marriage. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's more of a heavier commitment.
Yeah.
So if you're not, I feel like as women, you have to get to a place where you're okay. I'm okay with me. I'm okay to be by myself.
I'm okay with my garden.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And
That's
if you
why I'm
and if you
focused on
add
my
to
garden.
it, if you add to it,
Beautiful.
great. Great. But if you walk away,
I'm fine.
my garden is not going to die.
Exactly.
Because you walked away. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does.
So with all of that being said, I want to ask you, what do you know for sure, and what are you saying no to for sure? What do you know?
What I know for sure, there's a part 2 coming.
Well, I know that for sure. Because like, we could keep talking all day, and this conversation is just, my lip is sweating. So what do you know for sure after this podcast, and what are you saying no to for sure?
What do I know for sure is that we really all have so much more in common than we want to give ourselves credit for. And
sure.
like, you could really identify with any person, whether you think they're the best of the best or the worst of the worst, you can identify with them in some way. No for sure is ever abandoning my garden again.
Good for you.
Especially just hearing hearing you guys stand in your power and be like, this won't go, no, again, no, we ain't going.
Yeah.
It's like, no for sure is ever putting myself second, abandoning my identity, not feeling like me, Brittany Renner, is enough, you know? And I feel like my whole life through relationships, I tried to prove to myself that I'm good enough. Like, I'm worthy of this. I can have that. And it wasn't until that breakup that was so public for me to really stand in my power and be like, understand how to take care of soil and the sunlight and the water and the TLC to
All the
myself.
things it
All the
takes.
things
There's a
that it really
science to
takes.
it.
The plant
Yeah,
just isn't going to grow.
yeah, so it's like really having to like break that down. So like, no for sure is like ever putting myself second. And I know this may be like an unpopular opinion. I'm sorry, I have to end with this. Like, I'm even before my son.
Nope.
You have to be the
I have
best
to
mother
be.
to him.
Nope. That's 100%
So-
correct.
So it's like, I don't have anything to prove to y'all, to you guys,
Yeah.
to anybody
Yeah.
else, to my son.
Yeah.
It's for Brittany. So
Yeah.
it's like, that's what, like, no
Yeah.
for sure is ever trying to, like, convince anyone of anything. It's just
Yeah.
like, this is me, this is who I am. You're either going to like it or you're not. That's not for me to, unpack.
I love you.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much. She is wild,
She's so
crazy.
cute.
I love her.
We said a lot.
No, part 2.
How are we doing a part 2?
Part 2 is coming because
it?
there's some other things that I feel like I want to peel back a little bit with Miss Brittany Renner. There's some
All right, part 2, what it do?
part
3,
2,
what it be?
what it do.
Part 2, what it do? Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Know For Sure podcast.
Part 2 is coming. We out.
Man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Know For Sure podcast. Make sure you keep the conversation going and use our hashtag KnowForSurePod.
Yes, we want to see you guys share the hashtag KnowForSurePod on all social media platforms. We want to keep the conversation going.
keep it going. Go to the website, knowforsurepod.com, and follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter, KnowForSurePod.